All right, guys, we're gonna do the zigzag. This is a lot of fun. It's kind of like the boxer's glove at the beginning, but instead of around everything, we have to cut in again. So 3, 2, 1. So just like the boxer's glove, we're gonna take this first part nice and easy. Oh, not enough counterweight. Remember, we're practicing here. Oh, I didn't do that one very well. Another counterweight. Oh, see? Yeah, sometimes it happens. Sometimes it happens. This first one is familiarization. So there's a lot of going around small U-turns. So the first three turns are very sharp. So we need to make sure we do nice and wide. Let's try that. So nice and wide on this. Okay, and then we got to turn. And I'm going to go a little bit wider on this because of this part. And then we're going to turn. Counterweight, give it some throttle. Now we can exit out. All right, let's go ahead and try to give it some speed now. And by speed, I mean this first part and this next part is difficult. Hey, we're getting into harder ones. Just wait until we get to hard and expert. Oh my geez. There we go. There we go. 16.61. I forgot if that's better or not, but that was for time. And now we're gonna jump into the next one. The kidney. Now the kidney, it's gonna be fun. It's basically a straight line weave with some turns. So let's go ahead and familiarize. We're gonna have to go all the way to these last cones, all the way around. And then we're gonna have to go wide on this part because it's pretty much a 360. And then we have to go around everything again and do the same thing for these. So nice and wide, counterweight. You guys are gonna have fun with that one. That's a tough one. Now the secret is smooth, okay? So 30 seconds basically, 29 seconds. Here we go. Secret is smooth. We can get some speed on these straightaways though. So let's get some speed. We can cut off some time right there. So wide. Turn, 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 wide. Now this is where we can get some speed. Okay, wide. A little too wide because it set me up a little weird. Secret is to turn those handlebars as quick as possible. All right, so we cut off about 4 seconds. Okay, let's see if we can get to 22. All right, same thing. Now for time. So counterweight. Turn those handlebars quick. That's the secret, is turning those handlebars quick. You gotta turn them. That means you gotta shift your body weight quicker. Oh, I didn't turn the handlebars that quick. I didn't turn it. See how I turn them late? Yeah, that's the problem. Did we get to 22? 25, that's good enough. Whew. All right, we're doing official times here, guys. All right, guys, the next one is the triple threat. We're gonna jump in to the triple threat. So 3, 2, 1, familiarize. So around all of these, around these 2 cones. Don't hit the cone. Familiarizing myself, I was looking at the phone. All right, okay. And the last part's like the bootlace, okay. So let's build upon what we already know, okay? Last part's the bootlace. That's pretty simple. I could just tell myself that when I get to that last part. 24.96. Whew. All right, my friction zone hand is getting tired. Here we go, 3, 2, 1 for warm up. So around this part, around these 2 cones, and then it's a circle basically. And then it's the bootlace. So we have to go all the way to the outside and exit out. There it is. All right, 19.99. Interesting. All right, so 3, 2, 1 for time. All right, so around these, around this last one, through after the second one. Now it's the bootlace. There it is. 18.57. All right, guys, that's gonna be my official time. You guys need to beat it. All right, we're finally jumping into the hard ones. It is the anaconda. Let's jump into it, familiarization. So around this cone, and here's the thing, we have to go around this cone, so now it's a tight turn, but we have to go to the right of this next cone, and then around this cone. Counterweight, guys, counterweight. And then all the way around everything. Some designs are harder to memorize, and some designs are harder skill-wise. That's the point. It's supposed to test your mental and your physical. All right, 23.35, here we go. Let's see if we can get better. This is a warm-up now. The other one was the familiarization. If you already memorized these designs, then treat it as 2 warm-ups. But it's kind of hard to memorize 20+ designs without looking at your phone, which is on your handlebars, if you get the drills. All right, 21.64. All right, 21.6, see if we can beat that. Now's for time, here we go. Ooh, I gave it a lot of rear brake accidentally right there, and it skidded on me. That was a little freaky, it messed me up. And I think, whew, this is not gonna be a good time. Oh, I almost put my foot down. Yeah, this was not a good one, but you know, that's what it looks like when you skip that last tire accidentally. I accidentally pushed it too hard thinking I was gonna counterweight. All right, 21.8, all righty. That's fine, guys. We still got a good time. All right, guys, this next exercise is the beggar. This is a brand new one. It looks like he's begging a little bit. So we're gonna go around this first cone just like the triple threat, but it's on the left side this time. And we're gonna have to go around this one. I'm gonna counterweight. Oh, I got locked in. I wanted to make it though. I messed up the counterweight. I got locked in. Last part is kind of like the bootlace. I'm not proud of that one, but it's a familiarization. It's like a breakfast ball. It's a gimme. All right, so what did I do wrong? Well, I just locked those handlebars, too much counterweight, and I couldn't shift back. So I'm gonna do less counterweight and go a little bit wider this time. All right, so nice and easy around this turn. Nice and easy around this turn. I just wanna make it for the warm-up turn. Just smooth, slow is smooth, smooth is fast, guys. If you try too hard, you'll start making mistakes, and that's what I'm doing. All right, now let's go ahead and try hard, though. 21.8. All right, this first part, though, I gotta... Now that I memorized it, makes it a lot easier. See right there, I locked up the handlebars to the right. What was it? I got 21.8 last time. 20.3. All right, guys. I'm only giving myself 3 runs so you can beat my times. Let's jump into the next one. All right, the next one is called rabbit ears. We're gonna jump into this one. This one looks pretty fun. It looks like a rabbit with ears. So we have to shoot to the outside. Okay, familiarize. Remember, the first run is familiarization. Shoot to this outside, but now it's around everything. Okay, so that's pretty simple. So it's the inside cone, but then you have to go around it. Oh, I was about to go to the outside. See, that's why we familiarize ourselves. So I still made it. I was about to go to the outside cone, but I need to cut through that last cone. Okay, so 22.51. Okay, all right. So pretty simple then. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Warm up. Around this cone, around everything. In between these 2 cones right here, around this cone, and then I have to cut in around these 2 cones. There we go. Well, we get 16.9. Okay, that was a good warm-up. Let's go ahead and do it for realsies. 3, 2, 1. Around this cone. Around these cones. all
Around
these
these
cones,
cones.
in between these last two cones.
Around all these cones. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing today? We've got another live stream. 3 different Moto Stars videos. Gosh, why is my shirt so dark? Well, I guess it is dark. Not that dark though. Anyways, lighting. How you doing, Ninja Noob? Colin, Elad, how you doing? Parlay, how you doing? How you doing? Joel, J Cowsey, FD. Hopefully I said that. Horovac. We got stuff today. Yeah, we got 3 videos today. Quick question: how you guys liking the new intros? Have you guys seen some of the newer videos like in the past 2 weeks, where I do a quick intro and it's not just like a full clip in a row? I actually chop up all the videos and make it very specific to a very specific thing, like corners, stuff like that. I'm enjoying it. It's fun, being a little creative. That's like the first step. There's other steps I'd like to do when it comes to that. I think I talked about it a couple years ago, probably a year ago, where I wanted to make some updates to the live stream. This is kind of like my way of figuring that out, where it's an actual class. It's an actual class. It's not just crashes and close calls the whole time. It's an actual crash. You like the desk? Thank you. It's an older desk. It's got my play button over here. Let's see if I can. Nah, it's stuck. It's glued. But yeah, how's everybody doing? We had what do we do this week? We always double check using my Rockform mount phone. Link in the description for 20% off. Look, I got my little phone. Love it, little Samsung. Let's take a look at the schedule. Let's see what we got. What do we do? Since then, well, I had therapy before the last live stream, so I think I might have already talked about that. Oh, been consistent once again in powerlifting. I kind of got back into the powerlifting training. I don't think I'm gonna do a meet. Flat bench is still a no-go for my sternoclavicular joint. But powerlifting, squats, deadlifts, all that stuff. And then back into swimming. Had a safety team meeting. Not meeting, safety team shift where I was at church. Did a nice little safety team thing where I just hung out, put my name on the cards, checked for rattlesnakes. Hopefully nobody was going to have a medical emergency or no active shooters, so nothing happened. So thank you. That's awesome. Easy, quiet shift. And then, gym yesterday, some squats. We're gonna go back to swim and gym tomorrow, and then I'll be out of town this weekend. What else did I do? I filmed chapter 2. Filmed chapter 2 in the garage of the Smart Router training manual. I've been working on some ideas for the pages, just doing testing out of the text and some of the designs. I changed up the design. I was drawing out some new designs. I like the new ones. You can't even see it. No, can't really see it. I was doing some dots. Let's see. Can we bring that? Oh, wrong button. I accidentally launched Photoshop. We're not doing Photoshop. I'm going to launch Premiere Pro. I want to show you guys a little bit. Just a kind of teeny bit of the chapter 2. Let's go ahead and get out of Premiere Pro. We're not going to do that. Or Photoshop. Let's do Premiere Pro. Planet Fitness. Very nice. I go to an LA Fitness, a Law Fitness. That's what I like to call it. It's not LA, it's Law Fitness. Doing some filming, doing some extra designs. I took to yesterday as a little rest day to kind of get through some creative blocks that I've had. And I'll talk about that once I pop this up on the screen. It's going to be a small screen. I recognize that. Let me go ahead and get this up on I have an ultra wide, so it makes it easier for me to see. This definitely does not like what it looks like. Let's do this. We can at least do that. How about that? So when filming all the different stuff of the bike, chapter 2 is all about motorcycle familiarization. We're talking about the side stand, shifting, all the different aspects. This is just a rough draft edit. It's 23 minutes. I'm probably going to be able to cut out a few others, but it's chapter 2, and I'm hoping each chapter, because let's see, let's go to my syllabus. Let's go to the syllabus that I created. Guys, this is weird. Like, it's hard to create a lot of these things. Like, I didn't realize. I mean, kudos to MSF, but I already know they have like a board of directors and a bunch of researchers and a bunch of absolute professionals like working their butt off to create the curriculum that is just needed, set up in two days, blah, 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 make sure it's endorsement, grant writing, all these things. And I'm doing it by myself. So it's it makes me realize how hard it is. All right, so there are 10 chapters. Let's make sure I made sure all these chapters. 10 chapters. 11 chapters. 11 chapters. Chapter 10 is going to be a pretty crazy one. So here, I'll show you guys what. So 10 chapters. So I filmed chapter 2, not the intro, but 10 chapters. So we're going to go over the DMV test. We talked about this last week, but chapter 10 is going to be a long one. So this is a lot like the Ride Along with Dan and the Fireman videos where I'm out actually. So all the stuff that we talk about in the live stream, I'm actually out there riding, pointing it out as I'm riding and showing you exactly how I'm getting into position for safety and all that stuff. So, I mean, chapter 10 is going to be a little bit long. I'm hoping to reduce this to, I mean, if it's a 20-minute ride, maybe I can somehow find a way to make it like a 5 to 10-minute video. But that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 80 minutes. So this might actually be like a little extra compendium. I think that's how you say it. And then we got the remain calm, the how to rescue someone. So that's what that is. So this is chapter 2. Let's bring that back up. So chapter 2, primary controls, secondary controls, mount and dismount starter procedure. So that's what this video is that I'm working on. So it's all in a garage. You can do this in a parking space. If you guys saw the apartment edition, it's the same kind of concept. Hey, Dan, you keep doing live stream on work days. Sorry. Oh, that's the end. Yeah, that's the end of it. But yeah, it's all, I'm thinking about decorating. ADD kicking in. I'm thinking about decorating the garage space. Oh, let's get the pen out. We got to get the pen out. It's pretty bare right now. I just moved in. I'm thinking about decorating the garage space, but yeah, like the walls. Doing the walls. I don't know, we'll figure it out. But chapter 2 is being it's filmed. So like we're going over, let's just see. I wonder if you guys can hear it. You can't hear it. You can't hear it for some reason. But yeah, I go over all the different details, all the different stuff. So yeah, I've worked on that. Let's see if you guys can hear this. Yeah, you guys can hear that. I could see that on the screen. They got a new intro, a little new intro. That's pretty cool. You catch the clips? Very good. Very good. So that's what I did this week. Filmed it. I filmed it last week. I've been editing it this week. It's only Tuesday. But I'll be gone Friday. So I have to get today, tomorrow, and Thursday kind of finished up and worked on. So we're gonna do the live stream today. I'm gonna do a lot of editing today. I gotta do some filming of the intros today. And then another thing that I'm doing is working with Tremoto. So if you notice on the store, there's some new Tremoto trauma kits. But I'm working with them. I booked the flights out to Michigan State University in September. So I'm doing a presentation on rescue. So I'm going to film today or tomorrow and tomorrow, possibly, the mock presentation that we're gonna be doing. So it's gonna be a lot like the classroom stuff that we do here. I got some cool ideas. So I'm working on that. Keeping up with some stuff. It's taking a lot of time realizing that there's just a lot to do. But thank you guys for getting the Smart Rider drills. A lot of you guys have been getting the Smart Rider drills lately. I appreciate that, keeping me going. Once this I really want to point this out. I see a lot of members in here, and I know some of you guys are part of the Smart Rider crew on the Kajabi website. That's the course creator. It's basically our membership site. Once I need to get the Smart Rider training manual. Like once that's done, I feel like the accomplishments of the drills, like this is the original drill booklet, the drill booklet, the rescue booklet, and the Smart Rider training manual. Like that's like the foundation of what I'm trying to do here at Motorcycle Training Concepts. Is once I get that Smart Rider training manual done, that is something that once that's done, the motorcycle club, the Smart Rider crew, that's now the thing. That's the priority. Now I'm able to give a training like zero to riding training manual to new members that show up and are that want to start riding. And then we have the games, and then we have the training drills as like our monthly thing that we do. So it's like I'll finally have something versus like typical motorcycle clubs or whatever. It's like we do group rides and we meet up, and then maybe a charity ride. Like that's the foundation outside of like the thing that they're connected over. The thing I want to be connected over is motorcycle training. So I really want to get that training out and get that done. So I'm heavily focused on that. So thank you guys for being part of the crew and supporting that. It's a membership. Think of it as like Patreon. You guys are helping me do that. And then once I get the training manual done and I get all the videos done, it's gonna be a training course for members. And then obviously once that's done, I'll dedicate some time to actually making the book itself. I've been working on the pages and whatnot. And then from there, I think it's going to be easy sailing, knock on wood, never is. But easy sailing when it comes to now creating and focusing content on the live stream and the DanDanTheFireman YouTube channel. So I can focus on that again. But we're doing a little bit at a time. We're chipping away at it. I gave myself the end of the year to finish the training manual, all the videos and editing and the structure and whatnot. So I'm working pretty hard on that. It's crazy. It's a lot of work. Like I said, the MSF people, they did a good job. Total Control, all of them did a good job. But it seems like they probably had like a lot of help, and that's probably what I should be doing too. I'm not saying that I shouldn't. Probably should get some help, but the way I like to edit, the way I want to set up the drills, I bet I could hire somebody to make the book itself. Just give them the ideas of what I got. We'll see how that goes. That's not a bad idea. That's the one area that with the Smart Rider drills, it was something I could easily do, but when it comes to the book itself or the how-to manual, it's a training manual. That might not be a bad idea to actually look for someone to do that for me. Dinner with the wife, have fun with the wife. All right, so I see. Have you seen my full clip at Crash Bandito's vid? Which Elad? Let's take a look. I know you're about to head out with your wife. Crash Bandito. Do you know which one? Do you know which video that was? Oh, he's got some new ones on there. Pretty intense. I wonder if you can link it. I wonder if you can link it in the chat. I wonder if I have a thing there that you can't do that. Like you can't link. I wonder if that's the case. Because I used to have people post like some crazy stuff. Love your vids. Thank you for all the daily tips. Oh, only mods can link. What's the title of it? Is it one of the new ones? Because I'm looking at their page right now. Make him a mod. He's gonna start banning people because he's a top fan. He's like, nobody can get a top fan except for me. Unbelievable motorcycle crashes and close calls. Okay. Oh, we gotta get some music too. We gotta get some music. Let's get the music out. Unbelievable. All right. I wonder if he posts. Let's see. Does he post? Nah, he doesn't post the name. Let's see. Which one are yous? I know you had the close call, and it was like was it a merge? Hey, Max Riss is on here? That's an old one. That's the Bad Kitty time. Didn't that person die? Like a while back? Bad Kitty near the end? With the time frame? Okay, near the end. Whoa. Look at that. I didn't know he did that. All right, we're going to watch your full clip. Crash Bandito.
This writer sent in this clip a near miss on his way home after a long day at work. But as you'll see, he was sitting right in a car's blind spot while making space for
He lad.
being polite.
Okay. A little loud. Is that loud for you guys too? Nice little swerve. Yeah, I remember this.
He
Nice
handled
little
it the right
swerve.
way, stayed calm and in control. He even gave a reference to DanDanTheFireman.
Hey, look at that.
Ride safe, be safe. Speaking of Dan, he makes some great content, often
Hey.
breaking down moto videos and other motorcycle incidents with detailed feedback.
Look at, he's got different language. That's pretty cool. See, like these aren't translated. This is translated. Interesting to see it from a different perspective. Okay, sorry. Here we go.
And even deeper analysis. Definitely worth checking out if you want to learn and improve as a rider.
Very cool. I wonder if anybody commented. No, nobody commented about me. Average max versus crash. Yeah, that's pretty common. Nobody said hi to Dan. That's fine. That's pretty cool, man. You made it on 2 Crash compilation channels. It was nice of Crash Bandito. He's every time I've done a review of his videos, he's popped into the chat and he's popped into the comments. Very cool. Yeah, we got some stuff. All right, go back to dinner. Go to dinner. All right. Oh, I'm disappearing. There we go. Yeah, let's get the music going. We're still setting up a little bit. I don't even think you guys can hear it. No. No, you guys can't. I think last week I tried. It didn't work. Oh, there we go. But how tall am I? I'm 5'6". Well, 5'5.5". I like to round up. This light. There we go. Oh, that's why. There we go. How's everybody doing? Can you guys hear the music? Is it loud? How Ptolemy? Hey, how'd you know my last name? I don't keep it a secret anyways. It is what it is. I looked up, I actually asked ChatGPT about names, importance of names. And that's the I in there. Yeah. There we go. You guys ready? You guys want to just get into it? You guys want to get into it? You guys make sure you get in the slices of pizzas. Make sure you get in some pizzas. Dun, dun, dun. The music might be a little too loud for what we're trying to do here. We gotta turn that down. Let me know if you guys can still hear it. Super low. Got some crashes and close calls. Let's get some energy. In fact, I'll let you guys watch the beginning while I make myself a little water.
Hey everyone, today I've got another intense video for you. I hope that these situations will be a good lesson for you as well as a warning. So check this out and try it safe.
Oi, mano, signo. Man, feel go on.
That's enough. You guys don't get to work. You don't get to watch anymore. That's pretty cool though. That I keep going back. It's like Crash Bandito posted my stuff. All right, let's get some electrolytes. Gosh, it's like super bright on my face. Super bright. Why do you guys have all the lights on? How's everybody doing today? I work in IT and that's the I know. Okay. It's like they want to wreck. Yeah, there's a lot of crashes and close calls and stuff. And kind of to go back, let's make myself a little bit smaller. Let's do this. Anybody watched the new Doodle on a motorcycle video where she talks about her hematoma? Talks about her hematoma on her leg, her knee. Pretty clever of her. I mean, usually like when things like that happen, let's bring that up. We're not gonna jump in. How's everybody doing? 52 people, only 32 likes, guys. Come on now, let's get in there. All right, let's go find her. I watched it before the stream because I wanted to catch up on it. Remember we did the video on her crash. There he is. Why I still can't ride 100 days later.
I got in.
So she got into a wreck. I want to just point out. So she's getting an MRI. We got the hematoma. It's talking about she got like a degloving injury. Yeah, nice little hematoma. Nice little hematoma. She's doing the recovery of it all. What is this? Oh. She's doing recovery. All these different things. So, when I was watching it, and I'll get to that. Well, first let's start there. So, still, Horvath still defends the stupid bike that she was riding. It took 3 months of her life. It's 100 back. I honestly believe it is. I believe it's the bike's fault. I mean, you have. Yami Noob did a great job basically explaining a lot of like the newer stuff that we have on our motorcycles that prevent a lot of stuff. And so this retro bike quite literally was using outdated suspension system and a few other things. And there's a problem with that. And that's why we don't use that stuff anymore. And it just kind of seems like, hey, I don't know. It definitely was the bike's fault. Because going over a bump like that and going over some groove stuff like that it shouldn't create speed wobble, especially at like, I think Yami Noob was saying it's like 45 miles an hour. It should not have done that. Or 60 miles an hour. It should not have done that. And that's why when I talk about speed wobbles, well, this is actually pretty good. When I talk about speed wobbles and whatnot, I mention you typically see it like when people are speeding, right? Speed wobbles, right? People are speeding, or they land wrong after stunting, or they hit a bump at these high speeds, and then we kind of go over the process of it all. And then I talk about speed is definitely a factor, and you know, kind of the common things that you see. But then I always want to bring out the simple fact that it could be a mechanical failure. It could be that you had a broken fork seal or a leaky fork seal, that all the oil's out. The suspension could be messed up, the tire PSI, tire damage, rim damage. There could be these mechanical things, but that's like a failure of the newer mechanics that we have on motorcycles. When you have a motorcycle that is almost designed to be kind of like obsolete and not good, you're just going to have that naturally. Like the bike, it had like front springs, weird ones. But it didn't have like it was basically set up that if you did hit a bump, it was going to have a speed wobble. It was like set up to be a less than, I don't even know what the word I'm trying to say, but basically, the best the Janus bike could offer is worse than a mechanical failure on a new bike. That's basically what I'm trying to get at here. And at that point, it removes all the training and it removes all the rider inputs and the bike just makes it a failure in those kind of scenarios. So it's that's the problem, and I think that's the problem, and it messed her up. So when it comes to this, so like Horvath, yeah, the problem, or not the problem, the thing about these videos that she's posting right here, you have to think this is the information that she received months ago. So if this is like 100 days ago, right? So months ago, this is the stuff that she received, and this is the information she got. And then she did reach out to me in email right after she posted that crash video, seeing if I could do a review of it. And I'm assuming since YamiNoob was able to post a very good edited video with some information and some context, like the next day that I posted, and I did it live, the next day that I posted, it means that she probably reached out to YamiNoob. And she probably reached out to a few other people to like, here, take a look at the video. Could you give your input on that? And we are the one, like I specifically focused on the medical stuff and the crash review. And then Yami posted specifically on Janus and did a lot of stuff. We have no ties. Like I have no ties to Janus. I have no ties to like a lot of these things. Neither does Yami. So he was able to give like an unbiased opinion from a different perspective. So she went out and did, from her research, went and talked to these people. I don't know if Janus got involved in all that stuff, but she talked to these people and got the information from here. So if she reached out right after the crash, she wouldn't have had the footage anyways. If she reached out right after the crash to Yami and I, we would have been able to provide a little bit different information than this crash expert. Even though this is still correct, right? Longitudinal grooves, unpaved, rough and broken pavement. Like these are correct when it comes to like the newer motorcycles, because now you can start blaming the road itself versus the motorcycle itself, because the motorcycle has been improved so much. But when you have this and a motorcycle that's not, it's purposely designed to not be an improved bike, you can actually blame the bike too. And so yeah, so she made these videos. So she's editing, I mean, she's filming this. So think of it as a content creator perspective, right? So during this whole process, okay, so boom, she crashed, right? So now she's out of work. Now she can't film, she can't do the long Route 66 ride, she can't do all these things. We're just kind of talking a little bit, Crockett, about this. This is a good input because she did post this, and Horvath had a good question. And so we're not necessarily talking about the motorcycle itself. I'm talking a little bit more about the content side of things. So she crashed, now it's like, what do I do? Like, what do I do for work? And she talked about filming in the garage, and that was the stuff that she's able to do week to week. But while she's doing that, she's recording herself over the last 100 days as almost like a documentary. So this takes time to film. So it's like a documentary. So she's getting a lot of B-roll footage, and she's doing some voiceovers. She's giving updates to her life, and she's sharing, her journey. And it's pretty smart because when it comes to like this thing, her whole idea for the last 100 days was to create content about that road trip, and she can't. And so she's smart. She did a good, she's basically doing the same thing, but her journey through rehab, which is also very good. So she's not going into despair. That's nice. And just being like, my life sucks and I can't do anything. She's actually doing it. And so it takes time. It takes time. And so now when she's finally posting it, this is her knowledge. What she was saying during these last 100 months, that's the knowledge she had the last 100 months. It's not the knowledge she has now. So I'm curious, after everyone's given their opinion, like Yami Noob specifically, I gave more of the medical side, which is my thing. Yami Noob did his side. I think the more comments she gets about the Janus and the more things she gets from Yami and all these different other content creators that are talking about the Janus motorcycles, maybe it's going to change or at least give a little bit of more insight into kind of why it happened versus what she learned over the last 100 months. Maybe this next, or 100 months, last 100 days, maybe these next 100 days will give her some good insight also. And you have to kind of think a little bit. She did a ride with the Janus CEO, and she's riding a Janus motorcycle. There's some legal considerations involved too, I'm assuming. She seems like a sweet girl. Seems like she's non-confrontational when it comes to things. But honestly, she talks about how frustrating it is. And she did get very lucky when it comes to the hospital bills. But she starts talking about the money involved, lost income, lost trips. She mentioned how a sponsor pulled out. Like in this part of the video, she said a sponsor pulled out because she couldn't do the trip. So now we have lost income. So to me, is it worth the headache to recover that income? You know what I mean? How you doing, Hog Rider? So she's got a lot going on. I don't wish this on anybody. It's definitely like illegal. And then and everything. But she's doing what I would do. Because right now, I'm kind of giving some insight, right? Because Doodle might not explain this. Maybe she will. I don't know. And I have a different perspective. She's doing what I would be doing right now, is using this tragic incident, this terrible thing, because it could cause some lifelong injuries with that knee. Thankfully, nothing's truly broken. It's just a hematoma. But she's turning this into a learning lesson, and that's the best thing you can do. And she's sharing it. So it's one thing to turn into a learning lesson for yourself. And it's like, okay, I learned. And now, like, if I have a friend or family over the next, my life, they ask about certain things. It's like, this is a story I can share with that person and what I learned. And it's not just, I crashed a motorcycle. This is what I learned after a crash. It's like, no, I went through a very hard period of my life in 2025 where the thing that riding motorcycles, creating content for motorcycles, I took a very nasty spill, and it almost derailed the career path that I wanted. And it put some fear in me. It financially strained me, and I was able to come out of it. And this is the story I have. And the simple fact that she's sharing this with everybody, that's on par of what we do as content creators. But it's also helping others. So I'm really hoping the message, and I think that's kind of the direction we're going with this. I hope the message turns out to be about resilience, because she does talk about this. Coming soon, death wobbles, causes and prevention. Coming soon, riding for the first time after my crash. So she does have a video series basically planned out on the recovery after a crash. And you don't see that very often. You tend to see it. Some people like will share like small clips and like, here's where I'm at, and they maybe quit halfway through because it's boring to them. But somebody at this caliber of content creation sharing what they're going through after a crash, being open and vulnerable, this to me like seems absolutely authentic. Absolutely authentic. And I think that's a benefit to society overall. Here's one thing I want to share, because I usually do this on the After the Ride podcast, which I really want to get back on, but like I said, I'm working on the Smart Rider training manual. Yes, it's a benefit to everybody that gets to watch it, but she still has to suffer through it. She still suffered through it. She still has to suffer through it. It's one thing to be like, oh, people are, rooting for me. That's nice, but that doesn't help out when it's like she mentions, like waking up at 2 a.m. because of the pain. A nice comment does not help out waking up at a throbbing knee at 2 a.m. It's nice, but it's not solving my problem. And so she's going through something. She's going through a little crucible. And when I was listening to this the whole time, I'm hearing, and I don't know when this was finally edited and done. At least the first half, I was hearing a lot of, none of it was woe is me. None of it was that. So I'm really glad she's past that point, because I know like as soon as this happened, I'm sure there was a woe is me period, which is normal, because it's part of grief. The 5 stages of grief. What she's sharing now, she's past the bargaining stage. I think she's in the acceptance stage of what happened, but when it comes to grief, it's not linear. You don't go through all 5 stages and finally hit acceptance and then you're done. And you never have to think about it anymore. Once you hit acceptance on grief, you tend to have thoughts that reach back to denial. Like, this never happened. Like, this is crazy. Or thoughts back to anger, thoughts back to sadness, thoughts back to bargaining. But then it comes back to acceptance, and then you're fine. When you're going through it, you linger in those a little bit longer. But I start hearing a sense of anger in some of this. Just like I pick up a tiny bit of twinge of anger and a tiny bit of twinge of sadness, like the depression part, just a tiny bit. And it's just the words. Language is very important. So the types of words to describe parts of her situation, I can tell there's a little bit of an anger. There's a little bit of depression, but then it swings right back to acceptance, and that creates resilience. So I hope she's doing well, but this is good to show that this is what it looks like and feels like, the recovery of it. She can't even bend her knee. Like, she's bending her knee this way. It's pretty interesting that she used the pants that had the white line on it, because it actually does show where here's the tib fib. Pretend this is the tib fib. Here's the femur. So it actually shows it, and then so here's her tib fib, and it can't bend any further. So that's actually pretty interesting. I don't know if she did that on purpose. That's pretty smart. Working through it, dealing with it. So it's good that she's working through it. I hope. Because I've been through, not a crash, but I think a lot of us here that have some life experience have been through these ups and downs in life, different chapters of our life that are flavored by hardship or flavored by like fulfillment. And this is definitely a chapter of her life flavored by hardship. And I wonder what she's going to learn from it. And since she does share, I wonder what 2026 is going to look like when it comes to her content. You know what I mean? Because she mentions towards the end that she wants to go and visit motorcycle gear manufacturers and talk and learn about that, because that was influenced by the fact that she did have a crash. You see what I mean? So now she's influenced more on the safety side. And we're kind of playing around with this idea a little bit. So she's influenced more into like how can some people, she even mentions like some people have had it worse, had surgeries, blah, blah, and all this other stuff. She's like, but now I want to, if I didn't have the gear I didn't have and I didn't have the surgeries, and now I want to check out motorcycle manufacturers and see how they do the gear and all this. You see at the transition from a life experience creating a new focus. I really want to point that out. Her life experiences pushed her towards, it influenced her towards almost not a completely different focus, but enough of a flavor of a focus towards the safety aspect. Now hold that in your mind. That's that frame, right? That's why I do what I do. That's my life experience. My life experience was firefighter, EMT. I think when I first started the YouTube channel, I think I was maybe 9 years on, but I was riding for a little bit longer than that. My focus on why I teach here, the focus on rider safety, road driver behavior, how to ride a motorcycle, focus on the fundamentals, let's rescue each other after crash. That was brought on by the experiences I had as a firefighter, being on calls, on scene with motorcycle fatalities or people getting in bad wrecks. That was my focus. So that was my influence. When I first started riding, I wasn't doing that. I was doing the hooligan stuff. I was being dumb enough, not super dumb, not like a lot like Max Riss and a lot of other people like that, but just dumb enough, right? And then I started seeing the crashes, and I didn't have to have the crash. I was influenced by witnessing and taking care of people after the crash. That turned me towards education, turned me towards keeping people safe, turned me towards doing all that stuff, right? I'm wondering if this is the route she might be taking after a crash like this. And you see this a lot with grief in a flip of an identity in a chapter. And so she was this motorcyclist. I'm going pretty deep on this, guys. She's a motorcyclist, she's a motorcyclist that had a crash. Like, her whole identity is wrapped up into these long trips, these sharing of motorcycle moments sharing life experiences through her motorcycle riding. So this is her identity. And then she gets in a terrible crash. And she gets in a crash, and then she now has an injury that's preventing her from living out the identity that she has. And that's scary because it's grief of, I lost my identity. You go down that pit, right? You go into that pit of, I can't ride again. I'm losing everything that was me. You go that route, right? That's the crucible that pulls, that's the situation that pulls you once you start recovering and you start coming out the other side with a new identity of, maybe I can share my experience. Maybe I can share what happened to me. Maybe I can focus on how to prevent this for anybody else, because this was a terrible situation. And then maybe if I learn these things, I can share these learned things with others to help prevent that. Now, how many of you have known a parent, maybe not yours, but somebody else's, that as a parent, they're a parent to a child where they either lost the child to drowning, or they had a childbirth that the child is now, like, let's say Down syndrome or cystic fibrosis or some kind of developmental disability. Those parents have gone from having a parent or being a parent, having a kid that drowned. Now they focus on pool safety. They get this energy to now advocate for pool safety, or advocate for swim lessons for kids, advocate for CPR for parents. And then with the different disabilities, it's like now they become parents that learn so much about the disability, take care of their kid, to share their knowledge with other parents, to you see how, like, there's a pivot when something tragic happens. Some people stay in that that low point. Like, this is too much for them. Some people take it upon themselves, and this is my new purpose. So that's what I did with motorcycle safety. That's what I did with a few other things. I'm wondering if she's going to go this route when it comes to motorcycle safety. And I'm wondering that because I really want more motorcycle content creators on YouTube and across social media to focus on safety. And then I want to work with some people. I want to be able to like collaborate. I want to be able to bring people in. And that was the whole point of Motorcycle Training Concepts. And it's like, if she wants to be a gear person, great. I want to be a road strategy person. If I can find somebody that wants to do specifically rescue, great. You know, let's get a team together to do the Smart Rider principles. I'm wondering what her journey would be. I'm wondering what her journey would be on this. I don't know. I just wanted to share a little bit of that. Yeah, and then some people just decide I quit. Some people decide I just quit. Can't do that as a parent. You can do that with motorcycling. There's nothing wrong with that. Some people just straight up quit. Usually men straight up quit life. And that's not good. I was there. I had that one fateful 11:30 p.m. sleeping in my office first night. I was about to. I had to call the hotline. So I mean, we've all kind of been there. We've all kind of been there. All right. British Columbia. All right, guys. We're 64 people in, 52 likes. We got a lot of likes today so far. All right. So that was my little spiel. Maybe she'll see that. If any of you guys want to clip or do the timestamp once this live stream's over, send it to her. But my idea on that, we'll see. I don't know. Yeah, but some of us don't have the tool at hand. Yeah. You'd be surprised, man. People get creative once they really decide that. It's like you just find a tall building. I'm not trying to tell. There's ideations and the means to do so. A lot of people have ideations of it. Doesn't mean you're going to do it. But once you start combining the ideations, the means, the planning, those are the warning stages. If you start okay, guys, now we got a little bit serious. If you start recognizing yourself that you're in a low spot, everybody, let's go ahead and do this. If you start recognizing that like you're in a low spot, like you're feeling like things are just worthless, you're feeling kind of numb, and then you start having ideations, okay, that's fine. You start having ideations and then you start planning. It's like, well, I got this, I could do it this day. This, if I do it here, nobody has to clean it up, blah, blah, blah. You start doing that. I need you to take a quick pause and recognize that you're making plans. The making of plans is the step before it actually happens. So you don't have to do that. You don't have to finalize it. So if you start recognizing that you're making plans, that's when you should seek help. Definitely seek help on that part. Definitely seek help on that part. Because that's the moment before it happens. And trust me, as somebody that's been there making plans, low spot, ideation, plans, means, I recognized it. And I chose to call the hotline and have an emergency meeting with my therapist the next morning. So, and honestly, the only way I recognized I was doing that, I snapped out of it. So, I like to think there's some divine intervention there. I was in the office right after the divorce. I was in the office and I was going to sleep in the office. I didn't have anywhere else to go. And it was late at night and the cleaning ladies were in the hallway. And I can hear them vacuuming when I was sitting there with that. And I just thought to myself, I don't want them to hear it, and I don't want them to try to rush in and see me. You have to and then see the mess. So I called. But that was the thing that kicked me out of my mentality. Anyways, I'm sharing that so that hopefully none of you guys are going to be in that position. Kind of like what Doodle's doing, but with motorcycles. All right, guys, 70 of you in here. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of you in here. If you're brand new, write in the chat. I know a lot of you are lurkers. That's perfectly fine. I like having the lurkers. You don't have to say anything if you don't want to, but if you're in the chat, make sure you guys grab a seat, grab a slice of pizza, say hi in the chat. Just put hi. We'll do a biker wave. I'll do a biker wave to some of you guys. Look at that. A little biker wave to you guys. Say hi. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So what we do is we go over crashes and close calls. So we got 3. We got this one, this one. It's all the same warning sign, warning labels, but I'll just go do this. We got multiple different crash videos ready to go. And what we do is we go over the plan method, which is honestly, I think the best method to writing. It covers everything. Hey, Ashit's Jakowski, how you doing? Warmad 2, Imperium, how you doing? Tarnished, how you doing? Look at all these people. Guys, if you have a green name, I better see a biker wave. These are new recruits, possible new recruits to the Smart Rider crew. And hopefully you guys are all paying attention and becoming a smart rider. So follow these principles right here. It's good to see everyone here new. It's good to see new people in class. Make sure you do sign in. So you have to click that like button. That's what we do here. You click the like button. That's how you sign into class. And then you can get some pizza. We'll have donuts. We'll have donuts for the last video. But you get to have some pizza. So click that like button to sign into class. We got 72 of you in class right now, but 60 likes, so 12 more. 12 more. Watching from South Africa, managed to catch my first live. How you doing from South Africa? That's a long ways. What time is it there? It's 10:53 a.m. here. Glad you're sneaking in to watch some crashes and close calls, but we're learning here. Now, I did say I wasn't this short, but I do kind of want to make myself a little bit taller. There we go. I'm a little bit taller now. 12:53 p.m. Oh my gosh, in Israel. How you doing, Gary? Gary? Oh, Gary. Is that from a movie? Oh, Billy. Oh, Billy. That's the thing. South Africans in the chat tonight. Hey, we got new top fans too. Elad, you're not number 1 anymore. Colin is. How you doing, Solid Snake? Say hi to your brother, Liquid. He needs to calm down. He needs to calm down. He's going to stress out. He's going to stress his heart muscles. You know. You got to watch out for the fox die. Watching from Kenya. How you doing? Joined the riding club and have been able to get some more riding in. Joined a riding club. Nice. 1955. Wow, you went back in time, Horovac? Wow. How you doing, Juanita? Okay, so guys, this is what we do. We're gonna go over the crashes and close calls. You guys get to watch the whole thing. We do it live. And then I'm gonna edit all these things, make a nice little intro and have some fun. And those are the videos that go out this weekend. Hopefully I can get 4 or 5 again. That'd be kind of cool if we can do that. And if you are a member, it's only $1. If you're a YouTube member, it's only $1. And you actually get to see those early. I like to post at least 2 or 3 of those early for YouTube members, a couple days early. That way you guys can make comments. You can be one of the first ones. You know, kind of cool stuff like that. But yeah, if you want to become a member, do so. It'll pop up on screen in the middle of the live stream. So wait till the live stream starts. When I say I'm going to hit record, wait till that happens, and then it'll pop up, and it'll be forever in a video. So that's kind of cool. So check it out. Also, we do have 20% off. I'm throwing out all the stuff first before we get into the crashes and close calls. We do have 20% off the Smart Rider drills. That includes the digital, the physical, and the one with cones. Founder, thank you, Hog Rider. I appreciate you, member and a founder. I'm really I'm working on. Thank you for the support with the Smart Rider crew. That's I'm working hard on getting the training manual done. I don't know if you were in here when we first started, but I got chapter 2 done. I got chapter 2 filmed, and it's rough draft edited. So we got the chapter for motorcycle familiarization, all the primary, secondary, mount and dismount, starter procedure. I'm going to work on the basic motorcycle gear pretty soon, but I really want to switch. I'm going to film it out of order. I'm going to do the basic gear control, and then I'm going to do the chapter 6 and chapter 7 a different day. And then I can't wait to do the DMV test skills. I think I might... Hog Rider, what do you think? This is going to be in the training manual, and it's going to be specific on the Smart Rider crew website. All this will be, it's going to be its own course. Do you think, I think, let's see if you agree with me, that this should be free on YouTube, the DMV test skills? Like free on YouTube. Like I feel like that's definitely one thing that should be free on YouTube. Because part of the Smart Rider crew is that you guys are supporting me creating this more long form education, straight educational content. And then some of it goes free to YouTube to help out. And like, we all kind of agree, it's like, man, this really should be, like, this should be for everybody, you know? I think this one definitely should be, just because it'll help more people get their endorsement, you know, give them more of the confidence to do it. I mean, this stuff is definitely important, like the plan method and then the common writing environments. You think so? Free? Okay. I think so too. I think so too. Yeah. All right. So we're going to jump into it. We're losing some people because we're having too much fun talking. 64 likes. That's good enough for me. Let's go ahead and jump right in here. Make sure I got the pen out. Make sure. Oh, it's a little bit light. You guys, what do you guys have been? Let's delete that. Oh, you guys have been eating the marker. Everything should be free. You think so? The marker's a little light. Which one of you have been sucking on the markers? There we go. We got a new one. Very good. Okay. Very good. Low carb, low sugar. It's okay, Shmee. Definitely the books will obviously not be free. But then again, we're going to keep, once the book is done, I'm going to keep redoing it. There's going to be new updates to it. So maybe the once I do the new update, the old one will go free. So it's kind of like a lagger. All right. Or I'll make some different kinds of videos that aren't the exact training manual for free. I'll make some that are kind of adjacent. I'll do tip videos or something like that. Drop 50 pounds. Nice. Nice. All right, guys, we're going to jump into this. We're going to hit that record button in a 3, a 2, a 1. All right, guys, we got this MotoStars video. Let's take a look and see what happens. We're going to go over some crashes and close calls. The main thing here is that we're going to be utilizing the plan method. So position for safety, locate hazard situations, assess and navigate active threats. We're going to go over that. So hopefully we can find some scenarios in here that we can utilize that, and I'll explain it some more. And then we might even go over some rescue. So I'm excited about that. So let's take a look at this.
Hey everyone, today
Hey everyone,
video
MotoStars.
I hope that these situations will be a good lesson.
It's got some
for
new
you as well
updates.
as a
I
warning.
like it.
So
I like it.
And try it safe.
Okay. Oh, a little bit of a little low side crash. Now, why? Ooh, we got some injuries right there. So let's take a look. All right, so he's gonna pick up the bike. That's really cool. But we're gonna go over this, okay? It's a blind corner. We're going through a corner. Not a big deal. Okay, when it comes to planning our ride, we're locating hazardous situations. So right here, we can't see anything around. There's line of sight issue when it comes around this corner. We don't know what's around this corner. Can't really see what the gravel or road surface hazards could be around the corner, but let's see. So we come up to here. So we don't really see too much when it comes to what could be on the road. It doesn't look like there's any oil or whatever. His hands doesn't look like he was gripping the front brake. Okay, see that right there? And typically you'll respond by grabbing. But he did drop the bike, okay? He did fall down on the left side when we talk about mechanism of injury. So we're talking left side, so left knee hit impact, left ankle, left shoulder, left arm, all that stuff. More than likely, that's going to be where the injuries are. So he drops the bike, regular shoes, and right there we have an injury, okay? So it's a quick injury. We don't know the extent of it, but that's where the injury happens. Why did he crash? Could be gravel, more than likely gravel. Look at the tires. They're a little bit dirty. Oh. Yeah, we're going to go over this one just a little bit. I think there's some broken legs. Nope. He's walking wounded. That's good. That's a good thing. All right. So we're coming up on a group ride. Okay, it's a nice little mob ride. Everyone's kind of going all over the place. You notice how nobody is staggered in one lane. That's not a good deal. When you have these mob rides, everybody wants to see who can get to the front fastest. And so let's say you start off at 20 miles an hour. Next person goes 25. Okay, now this person goes 30. Now this person goes 35. Now this person goes 45. You see how it can just keep escalating to the point where everyone's just basically pinning it and going 100. And now we're all just kind of racing down the highway. That is where it starts opening up problems, because now you're trying to dodge people going 100 miles an hour. You're trying to find road surface hazards at 100 miles an hour. You're trying to swerve at 100 miles an hour. You're trying to do everything at a very high rate of speed, and you're not going to have the total stopping distance. You're not going to have the right space cushions. You're not going to have the right ability to do a lot of things. So this person just decided to accidentally, it doesn't make sense, but he accidentally hits the back of another vehicle going fast. Okay. So he's going to go ahead and crash. He's going to land on his left side. Okay, boom, right there. So instant head injury. So we're talking TBI, so possible concussion, more than likely concussion. Right here. Now he's going to keep tumbling. Okay, now at this point, you're going to have impacts all over the body. And this is why you have motorcycle jackets, pants, gloves, boots, helmets. We're going to acquire and use personal protective equipment. So he's going to have impacts to shoulders, elbows, basically everywhere. Now, it's like, why do I need a back protector? Well, when you start tumbling like this, your back's going to hit the ground too. You want to protect that spine. So he's going to keep hitting the ground, sliding. There's all those impacts, road rash. Terrible. Hand injuries, wrist injuries, elbow injuries, arm injuries. Now, at this point, the simple fact that he's conscious and aware of where he's at is actually kind of impressive. Usually people are unconscious. So, or conscious but not aware of what's going on. So the fact that he's conscious and aware to get himself to rescue, trying to remain calm, but ensure his own safety and get off the side of the road is very important. We've got to watch out for that car or that motorcyclist coming, but able to get off to the side. Now, what we can do is that we can start looking for lacerations and then possibly do any type of stopping major bleeds. So applying a tourniquet, direct pressure, or maybe even packing the wound. Overall, this is a pretty bad situation. Bike was destroyed. Bike's destroyed. Not good. He's probably in a lot of pain. There's got to be something broken there. Got to be something broken. All right, so we're riding through the twisties, having fun. Chevrons indicate that it is sharp turns. Ooh, we're all over the place. This is kind of fun, though. Great looking road. I don't know if it's cross traffic, and there's the dump of the bike. Now, what happened there? So something really messed up the handling of that bike. Now, unsure if he grabbed the front brake, because that's what it kind of looks like. It does look like he grabbed that front brake, because there's no way for that tire to lose traction instantly like that outside of gravel. But we saw our buddy kind of go through it. It's not a big deal. So I'm a thinking front brake hits the ground. Not good. So at this point, his shoulder's all ripped up, not wearing full gear. He's walking wounded. That's pretty good. Is this another angle? Oh, somebody came up to him. Okay. A little bit target fixated on that. Not wearing full gear. Okay. So there it is. Up and over. Nice little picture. So my best guess, since he crashed too, that maybe it's this turn. So sometimes it's the actual turn of the road. The road, I mean, look at that. See how it's kind of right there? A little bit of a dip. You can see it with the guardrail. It's like a little. I did it backwards. It's like a dip. That means the road. There's a dip. It could be that. It could be that. Cause like yeah, right here is where the dude crashed. Right. Let's go back. Right here. I think he might have lost a little traction. You see, like right where the dip is. So here's. Come on. Let's get a good frame. All right. So you see the dip right there. So we're talking right here is where the bike got all jostled. Right here. So I think the road got him. So like right here. Yeah. Because it got the other guy. Now let's take a look. We're diagnosing it. Let's take a look at the guy in the front when he goes over it. See if his line gets messed up. Oh, look at his rear tire. Look at the guy in the front's rear tire. I'm going to go back just a little bit. Look at the guy's front on his rear tire. You see how I got a little squirrely right there? Got a little squirrely? I want you to see the right there. See, you got a little squirrely? So now we're about to hit that same spot right here. He got squirrely too. Okay, so it was probably, yeah, a little bowl in the road. Guys, how are you going to find that? How are you going to find that when you're riding? You're going to find it by going over it, right? Now, wouldn't it be easier to go over it if we weren't going super fast? Be able to do it like the normal speed? So when we're talking about going the right speed, the appropriate speed, a lot of times it means just don't speed. Don't go too fast. Like we're going pretty fast. Yeah. And you're not going to be able to see it until you go over it. Right here, he's going to do it too. Right here. Probably messed up. Yeah. Ugh. And that's why we wear full gear. No words can describe the anger and sadness I felt that night. ... You're supposed to do one more period for the ellipsis.
After this unpleasant incident, the rider
Let's take a
admitted
look.
that he will definitely be avoiding group rides.
A little bit of a wheelie right there. Oh! Motorcyclist.
Rides for now on.
Another motorcyclist hit him. Or is that a car? No, it's another motorcycle rider. Group rides. Ugh. Definitely not Rachel. Let's take a look at what definitely not Rachel did. Or did not do. All right, so we got a vehicle coming into her. Ooh, pushed her a little bit. Pay attention up front. Pay attention up front. You're still traveling. Yeah, they got close to you. But once this happens, they touched, huh? Ooh. Touched the hand grips? That got real close. But once you get to this point, yeah, it's one thing to look back, but it's like, I really got to start paying attention to what's in front because I'm still traveling. You got to watch out for that too. So go ahead and accelerate out of there, get yourself away from them, create a space cushion, move on. That person shouldn't have done that. She jumped 2 to 3 lanes. Oh, but she changed lane. Let's take a look. You guys are paying attention quite a bit. All right, let's take a look. All right, so she's shifting. Okay, so she switched lanes. 2 lanes. 3 lanes. She's in the lane, though. I mean, yeah, she switched 3 lanes, but she was in the lane, and then he switched into her. He had view of her. He was in the blind spot. The orange vehicle was in the blind spot, and they switched into her. But yeah, she did switch a couple lanes to cut over. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is like, who's in the wrong? Doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, it's like, how do we protect ourselves? Just stay away from other vehicles the best you can. Pay attention to what's up front. And another thing, to go back to the switching of the lanes, if we can be predictive on the motorcycle and in our car, which means that we're not switching 3 lanes at a time. We're switching 1 lane with the indicator, looking, turning off the indicator, switching another lane with the indicator, switching. Like, you're constantly doing that. You're giving people an idea and being predictive of what you're trying to do. All right, here we go. We're going to be lanes. Oh, road surface hazard. Okay. So he's talking. He's telling everybody. So imagine having to go over that. Like you're in the back of this lane, now you're having to go over these bumps. That's the scary part. So it's always better to try to swerve around them than go over them. You could go over that, but it's going to mess you up at these high speeds. Being able to swerve out of that is much better. But they are talking to each other. I recommend you guys getting a Cardo Pack Talk Edge. Get a Duo. Go halvesies with a buddy. Link in the description for 10% off. This way you can tell people behind you, hey, sticks in the road, switch lanes, whatever it is that you want to say, so you can tell people to get away from that. Because they might not see it.
Caralho, viado!
Now all those cars are hitting it.
Isso, mano.
Oof.
Meu Deus.
Yeah, I love my Cardo. All right, here we go.
Here we have
Tim
a
Long.
situation where the driver rushing causes a nasty
Where's that at, everybody? Write in the comments. Where are we at?
accident and the riders miraculously walk away without any serious injuries.
Okay, no serious injuries. Oh no. You could not prevent that one. As that motorcycle rider with the passenger, there's no way you were gonna know that was gonna happen. Looks like he's with his kid, maybe going for a ride, maybe his grandkid or whatever. Not a good situation at all. So let's take a quick look at it again. So dumb driver decides to cut somebody off, jumps over their rear tire, loses control, hits the motorcyclist. There's no way. So when we talk about motorcycle crashes and close calls, sometimes they just happen. There's no way that car could have prevented getting hit. There's no way this motorcyclist could have prevented getting hit. There's nothing they could have done. Things just happen. They just happen. Now, when things just happen, we should be able to protect our bodies and maybe rescue somebody after a crash, even though we have no part of it. We did not create anything. We didn't do anything stupid on the motorcycle itself. Our riding skills are perfectly fine, but things just happen. And this is why we wear gear, just in case. So whenever I get myself into a risky situation, or I'm riding, or let's say I'm even riding a horse, you know, people make fun of me or whatever, I wear a helmet. I wear the helmet that they offer. I wear the helmet. I look dorky. I don't care. I'm going to wear the helmet because I don't know. They say these horses are fine. They're you know, docile. They're easy going. One's if it gets spooked, or one's if I fall off and I hit my head on a rock. Who knows? I didn't do anything wrong, but I fell off somehow. Well, now I have a helmet. Okay? If I didn't want to wear a helmet because I didn't want to look dorky, perfectly, whatever. And now I have a concussion or a skull fracture. Same thing with riding a motorcycle. Same thing with driving a car. I'm going to put my seatbelt on. I don't know. I don't plan on crashing. I don't plan on this happening. But if it does happen, I at least have some protection. So when we hit the ground like this, we have protection. More than likely, the rider gave the helmet to the passenger. But you're also setting the example. Is like, I wear full gear when I ride. So I'm going to have you wear some gear. Because you can't anticipate that. Not a good situation overall, but you know, we handled it. All right.
This is a
Two-wheel vroom vroom.
Securing your load properly is so
He's
important.
on
A
fire.
very dangerous situation which the rider fortunately managed to bring under control.
He's on fire, dude. You're not gonna know that until it actually happens. People are gonna look at you like, "Hey, dude." Fire. There's nothing you can really do. Oh, his bag. Was it his bag? It's still very hot. Good job though, getting it out of there. You're gonna have to get new gloves. That's fine. Might be better than a new motorcycle. If you have full coverage with Gap insurance, might be able to get a whole new bike. Yeah, the one thing I don't want to do is burn my hands. So doing all that stuff is one thing, but you are taking that risk. It's up to you if you want to take that risk. Burn your hands, now you might be out of work and whatnot. Through the water bottle. That's nice of him. There you go. So what he's doing there, it might look kind of dorky, right? Smacking the fire. He's basically removing oxygen and spreading out the fuel, which will actually put out fire. The fire tetrahedron. You know, you gotta go ahead and Google that. That's one way of putting out a fire. Basically stuffing out the oxygen. Oh, geez. Here we go. We're not wearing gear. All right. Why are we all like bouncy? Is that just the camera? Trying to press 3 girls in the car by cutting us off? Oh, okay. Oh, gee. We know those types of people. We know those types of people trying to impress the girls in the car. He's going to speed and act like an idiot. Well, guys, let's not speed and act like idiots ourselves. Let's not do that. So one thing that he is doing right is that he's using a Cardo Pack Talk Edge to talk to his buddies about how dumb we all are going to be. So grab yourself a Cardo. It's not a big deal. You guys can talk to each other. Wear a gear, though. Go ahead and grab some gear. How embarrassing is it for the guy now with the girls? All right. Nobody really cares about this stuff. Nobody cares. Hey, where'd the rider go? Yoink. Where'd the rider go? Oh, we got a crash. Remain calm, sure on safety. Don't know what's going on there. All right, so bad drivers acting like idiots. If we're riding and witnessing this, stay back, because if this happens and now that was an interesting. Now we're doing car crash stuff. So if you see this ahead of you, go ahead and stay back. Increase your space cushion as best you can. Roll off the throttle. Just watch these idiots from pretty far ahead, because if they do have a collision like this. Now imagine if you're behind the vehicle pretty close and this car went sideways and you ran right into them. So it's good to avoid, and all the debris. It's good to just sit back, even if you're in your car. Okay. Open lane pattern, very good.
The rider acted very sensibly. Okay. Even though
talk about that.
Communication with the driver was quite difficult, he still...
Yeah, we don't really care about the conversation. All right, so right here, perfect example of an open lane pattern. We were actually switching lanes ourselves. Now, what is an open lane pattern? Let's go ahead and see if we can get it right there, perfect. So an open lane pattern, we're in this lane, great line of sight, right? We can see pretty good. We see a big open lane right here. We don't want to be stuck behind this person. We don't want to be stuck. So typically what we do as drivers, we switch lanes. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Now, the problem that comes with that is that when we're in this lane now, what do you think this person wants to do? They want to switch lanes too, because they don't want to be stuck behind this person. Maybe this person wants to switch lanes because they don't want to be stuck behind this person. So when we switch lanes, when we get into here, we have to be aware that somebody else might do that. So how does that prepare ourselves? How do we plan that aspect? How do we position ourselves for safety when we located a possible hazardous situation? Because somebody will come out in front of us. Well, when we switch lanes, right in the middle, but stay staggered. So we'll stay right here. So when they switch over, they can't hit us. We have a space cushion. We don't want to be in their blind spot, so don't hang out side by side. Anticipate that they might come out, and if they don't, we're riding and they don't come out, then accelerate to get to a new staggered, 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 until we're actually clear. Always be aware that somebody might come out. So this is the open lane pattern that we're witnessing. So right here, they start switching over, roll off the brake or roll off the throttle, apply some front brake. Not a big deal. Now, if you can't do that, you accelerate and get out of there. Maybe not in that lane. Let's get a better line. Accelerate, go to the far edge of your lane and get yourself out of there. But once you accelerate out of there, you're gonna have to slow down because we do have stoplights. So the best thing we could possibly do in this situation is apply the brakes, let them in. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Always check and look at the front tires. Yes, exactly, because that will indicate first when people come out. So let's take a look and see if we can see the tires. Not that. So right now it looks like they're staying in their lane, right? Now look at the front tire. I want you guys to look at this tire and see where the line is. See how there's like a gap right here? That's the gap that we want to see. And if it starts getting smaller and smaller and smaller and the tire goes over the line, that means they're going in your lane. That's a really good indicator. Hey, look at that. They're going in our lane. You're going to recognize the tire going closer to the line before you recognize the body of the vehicle getting closer to you.
Oh, idiot!
In this situation, the rider acted very
Yes, I do,
passive.
vacant.
Even though communication
But I'm
with
focused
driver
on
was
the
quite
training.
difficult, he still managed to calmly explain everything.
Put your window down.
We don't care too much about the conversations that we typically have here. We care more about the actual writing. Okay, it's the same person, there we go, new person. All right, here we go. Blue DMV rider. Another merge issue, but good job. So that's exactly what I was talking about. So our lane is moving a little bit faster in that lane. The guy doesn't want to be stuck there. We're in the blind spot of the white vehicle to our right. So what he did was, as soon as that person started coming in, we rolled off the throttle. Applied the brakes, let them in. Not a big deal. Increase your space cushion at this point. He did his own open lane pattern, switch lanes. Just move on. Not a big deal. It's kind of fun getting into this flow of moving in and out of traffic, but we're having issues with people coming into our lanes, and it scares us because we are not protected by a cage. We're very exposed out there, so it's pretty scary. No reason to get super angry. The anger comes from fear of like somebody almost hurt me, so now I'm angry, defend myself. Well, when you realize that you're safe again because you put yourself in a new position for safety, right? You're safe again. You can start to relax and release that anger because the fear starts going away. And you should be happy and excited the fact that you took care of yourself. So you got yourself out of it. You're angry. You're scared. Now that you're out of it, relax. Because if you stay in that angry state of mind, in that fearful state of mind, it's going to mess up the rest of your ride because that's all you're thinking about. When what you should be thinking about is what's the next scenario that I need to get myself in a new position? What's the next hazardous situation? What's the next relevant threat? Is there going to be an active threat? Let's get ourselves back into a new position for safety. So you're constantly going back and forth. And the thing that will keep you from moving from plan cycles is that you'll do a plan, you'll get yourself out of it, and you stay scared, and you don't ever do another plan cycle again because you're focused on the scared part originally. Get yourself over the scared part. Keep doing the plan. Think of it as a game. You got yourself out of it, you're good. A little nighttime riding, can't see much. Let's see. Somebody's gonna crash into us. You see how the headlights don't do a good job? Looks like we don't have any headlights. We're gonna skip this one. This is not even a good video to even talk about. Oh, that could have been bad. No, there's no headlights.
Yeah, hurry up.
Take a look at this one. Oh, we're out on a track. 5 hours on track did not help. Got really exhausted on track on a really sunny day. Hey, this right here, I want to point out real quick before we even see what happens. Go ahead and write in the comments what you think will happen. I think it might be a low side. Simonitis. So right here, 5 hours on a track, sunny day, exhausted. Your body will move slower. You're starting to dehydrate, so your muscles will contract and extend a little bit slower because of electrolyte imbalance. Your nervous system needs to have potassium and sodium and everything so that it can, fire electricity, okay? So it's able to contract and extend and all that stuff when it comes to your muscles. Also, blood glucose in your brain. If you start dropping a little bit because you're not eating, you're not drinking, maybe you're not getting the necessary fuel to your brain, you're going to start thinking slower too. And when we're traveling at high speeds and practicing high-speed maneuvering on a track, we need to be thinking fast. That's why stimulants are really good when you're doing some stuff, but you also want to stay hydrated and have the fuel. But that's a really big indicator of something bad could happen. So if you're out there, not even on a track, but you're out 5 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever, out in the mountains with your buddies and you're doing crazy fast stuff and you start getting dehydrated, you start losing some glucose into your brain, and you start doing all these issues. Now we're out on a mountain. Uh-oh. Big problems that start to happen. That's when mistakes start to happen. So let's see what happens here. Okay, so let's see. Okay, I think this might be copyrighted music, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. And we're gonna do a left turn. Okay, we made it through, doing pretty good. All right, we're having a good time. What do we got here? Another sharp turn. Oh. It's kind of a low side, went off the road. So panicked a little bit. 5 hours, exhausted, sunny day, like I said. So that could be right there. This could be the edge of a cliff. Ugh. All right, here we go. So we're riding around. We're going to do a nice little right-handed turn. We have a side of the vehicle coming up. Please stop, please stop. No, they did not. Not till the last second. Thankfully, we were turning right and slowing down already. Oh, that car driver did not know what they're doing. Okay. Yeah. So good job navigating the whole thing, getting into your lane that you need to do, new position for safety. Now imagine, I want you guys to see this because we see side of the vehicle as another pattern. So we did open lane pattern, but now we're going to do side of the vehicle right now. So right here, we're coming up. We see the side of the vehicle. You see that? I want you guys to keep an eye on this vehicle. See how it's the side of it? You see how this is the front of the vehicle? So when I say side of the vehicle, what I mean is that you see the side of the vehicle. It's pretty self-explanatory. So when you see that, understand they're going this way and we're going this way. What is this right here, typically? I'm pointing it right here. It's an intersection. So whenever you see a side of the vehicle, there's a possibility of an intersection, which means it is a hazardous situation because intersections and corners are the most dangerous places for motorcycle riders. There it is. So being able to recognize and see the side of the vehicle ahead of time will let you know I'm coming up to a hazardous situation. Signage will help you indicate that. We have a right turn arrow right here that will indicate we're coming up to a hazardous situation. We see lights. Let's say there's lights right here. We see that there's a hazardous situation. We see stop signs right here. We see that. So all these indicators are good indicators for a hazardous. These signs are a good indicator for hazardous situations. So we need to be paying attention to that versus just lollygagging all the way up and all of a sudden it's like, oh, intersection, left turner. Oh, crap, I crashed. I want you guys to perceive these patterns, knowing what's coming up next, knowing that now what you know what's coming up next means that we should slow down and pay attention, and so then we can make decisions, active, thoughtful decisions. So we're coming up to here. If we're going straight, it would have been a different issue. We're turning right, so we're slowing down already. So far, so good. But you see how that vehicle, I want you to pay attention to that side of the vehicle. You see how we're starting to do this? Kind of like how soccer players, football players, whatever, any kind of contact sport, it's like if you notice somebody's coming at you and we're going to probably come at the same time, we're probably going to intersect at the same time, we might get tackled. So you always try to juke those people, right? You always try to adjust your speed so they overshoot, or you try to speed up and you try to do all these things, right? It's kind of the same thing when it comes to motorcycle riding. But we're coming to a turn, so that's perfectly fine. They might not stop. Nope, didn't stop. Okay. We didn't panic. Good job. We're going to make our turn. Nice slow speed maneuver. And then we're going to get ourselves in a new position. More than likely was practicing his slow speed maneuvers by getting the Smart Rider drills. I train you guys how to do slow speed stuff in a parking lot. You just need a small little parking lot. You can practice everything. That has QR codes on the bottom, so you can scan the QR code. Scan the QR code, and it has all the my times. Try to beat my times, but 24 drills. Goes right on your phone. You get a booklet. There's a cone kit too if you need 10 cones. You just need 5 tennis balls cut in half. Practice in a parking lot. But this right here is perfect slow speed maneuvering. Handled it. All right, intersection. And now we're out. So now we can relax a little bit more. Great space cushion. Can't see around him very much. Not a big deal. Have GPS on the handlebars. Very good. Intersection coming up. We're going to slow it down just a little bit. Uh-oh. Good swerve. Get yourself out of there. It's a red light. Wasn't paying attention. That's the biggest thing here. Okay, was not. Oh, one sec. What's that? I want to take a look real quick. What's the speed here? 45. Okay. Can't see the speedometer. Can't see the speedometer, but we have a good space cushion here. He's looking down. Can't see the speedometer because of the phone, but the GPS is right there. That's a quad lock. I use a rock form mount. Link in the description if you want 20% off a rock form mount. It's magnetic too. I love that. But what I was trying to say here is that we're coming up to intersection. Good space cushion. Pay attention to the intersection. Look at the signals. Is it a stale green light? It means it's been a green light for a while, which means it's going to turn yellow, turn red soon. So you're kind of prepared for it possibly turning yellow or red so you can apply the brakes if you need to. And also the truck will stop if it turns red on them. So what's going to happen? If it turns yellow on them, they're going to stop. You might have to do this. So we're coming up to intersection, kind of like weird feeling. Everything's good. So it turned red. No, it turned yellow. So it turned yellow and they decided they wanted to stop. We should be paying attention to that too. We should be paying attention to that too. So they slammed the brakes and they stopped. We should have been prepared to stop also if we needed to. But we weren't. So, okay, cool. Now we're in this situation where the vehicle stopped in front of us. It's a yellow light. What do? Typically, people, what they like to do is slam that front brake and I had to lay her down. That's usually what happens. So kudos to this rider. And I tell you guys, if it's unsafe for you to stop, you might have to swerve and go through the intersection. But once you're in the intersection, you need to get yourself out of the intersection as quick as possible because it's green for everyone else and not for you. I'd rather run a red light and be in trouble with the law and I can defend myself as best I can versus being in a hospital. I'd rather do that. I'd rather go through a red light. So we're coming through here. Good job here, recognizing I'm not going to be able to stop in time. I'm not going to slam the brakes. So what he's going to do is do an emergency swerve to the open lane as best he possibly can. And now that we're here, you hear the RPM started to pick up. Now that we're here, we're in the middle of a big intersection, cross traffic possibly. Get ourselves out of here. Emergency accelerate. So when it comes to the Smart Rider training manual that I'm developing right now, when it comes to anything else in the training, like MSF and anywhere else that I've ever heard or ever taken, they've only taught emergency braking and emergency swerving. I want to emphasize, not really teach you because it's very easy. I want to emphasize another tool in your tool belt, emergency acceleration. Emergency swerving, emergency braking, emergency acceleration. So we get up to here, we can't stop in time, so we can't really do emergency braking. So we do emergency swerving and emergency acceleration out of there because we're in a new dangerous spot. If we just stop right here, we're screwed. So we need to get ourselves out of here with emergency acceleration. So this motorcycle rider, yeah, should have been paying attention. Washabi, you should have been paying attention. Okay, go out and grab yourself a slice of pizza. You did something fine. We're learning here, but you should have been paying attention beforehand. But since you didn't, and you got yourself in a active scenario, you got yourself out of it. So there's the success. I'll give you that. The secret is to not panic. Exactly, Hog Rider. Other side of the vehicle. Good job slowing it down. Emergency braking, not a big deal. Handled it. Okay, moving on. We got another issue. Okay. Here we go. Enjoying ourselves. We got a little Bluetooth speaker on our handlebars. Grom Squatch. How you doing, Grom Squatch? Make sure you take a nice little seat down here. You're on here a couple times, but it's usually some fun stuff. Usually not a big issue, but we do see a vehicle right there. What are you going to do next, Grom Squatch? Let's see, everybody.
Later.
Good little swerve. Got yourself out of it. Handled it. Not a big deal, right? Usually not having an issue. You're over there in California, right? Usually don't get mad. So this is really nice. I'm glad you don't get mad. That's awesome. Very good. Let's go and take a look again real quick.
Let's ride. You guys take it easy. Let's watch out. Later.
See how I was like, this is just normal. This is just normal. It sucks that it's normal. It sucks that people will come out in front of you and it's normal. But what can we make that's normal for us when people come out? Oh, my training kicks in. Oh, it's normal. My training kicks in. Oh, it's normal. My training kicks in. Oh, it's like, if the normal is people are acting like idiots and coming out in front of you, well, then maybe your new normal should be, I have the training just in case that stupid normal stuff happens. It shouldn't. We can live in that world of it shouldn't be like that. And we never get better and we just keep being a victim to the normal world. Or we can get the training and we can just combat it basically with good training. Right? So good job, Grom Squatch.
Dude, man. Oh, people.
Yep. Handled it. All right. So we're kind of cruising. Gonna maybe lane filter, do some stuff. We're not going super fast. Not a big deal. Watch out for any pedestrians, though. We have an intersection coming up. Person's kind of squeezing you in. Brake, brake, brake. hey, it's not necessarily your or the car driver's fault. We were in the blind spot.
Ya kardeşim kusura bakma da benim canımı tehlikeye atıyorsun ama ya.
He's apologetic.
Ya en azından nezaketle
Not too bad, not too bad. So we're coming up to here, guys. Let's take a look. So we're hanging out in the blind spot. If you're gonna do it, do it. If you're gonna go and lane split. But don't hang out. Don't hang out. Just like if you're passing a semi on the highway, like don't hang out side by side with the semi on the highway. Go or stay behind. Go or stay behind. Don't stay side by side. We're staying side by side right here. If you're recognizing this isn't a good spot, roll off the throttle, wait for a good spot, and then go. Or go. You see? We're just hanging out. So it's not necessarily that driver's fault. He doesn't anticipate anybody being there. Like, would you anticipate any car drivers being in that little gap area? Oh, but we should be paying attention to motorcycle riders. They should be focusing on motorcycle riders. They should know that this is the culture and this is... No, they don't. They don't have to. They don't have to. Nobody has to. What this person has to do is be able to get into his parking space safely. He doesn't have to look for you. He doesn't have to pay attention to you. He doesn't have to care about you. Nobody cares about anybody else but you. And so if nobody cares about you but you, care about yourself. Get yourself out of this situation. Either go or go back. Don't hang out. Don't hang out in this dangerous area. Get yourself out, and when it's safe to go, then go. If you think it's safe to go right now, then go. But it's obviously not safe to go because we're coming up, we see pedestrians, we're side by side, it's getting smaller. Then let's just go back. Let's get ourselves out of here. That's Turkey. Legally, the more expensive vehicle has the right-of-way. Oof. Yeah, that's good. I mean, it's interesting if it's the more expensive. But yeah, that's the situation that happened there. Thank you, MotoStars, for putting out this video. I appreciate that. But with that said, I hope you guys ride safe, be safe, grab a slice of pizza, head on out the classroom, and I'll see you guys out in the parking lot or something. All right. I don't know why I said the parking lot thing. It made sense to me, and I guess we're going to go do some drills. Guys, grab yourself a drill booklet. I need to order more. We got 2 more videos. I need to order more of these. These are actually pretty... I like the design. It's something different. So the original... So, like, I had the original idea. So, like, having the, the class. You guys like the class. I like the class. But then switching it to where it's just the chalkboard. That's... that was the idea, because it's like the chalkboard. See how it's a chalkboard? And then it's just the full-on chalkboard. Something I did differently with this one is I made it vertical. So it's the same thing kind of like the class. But then I still made the outline of the chalkboard. So it is a chalkboard, but it's the class. I think it was kind of fun. It's a fun, neat idea. A neat idea. I love it. It's a great book. And that's going to be kind of the design that I'm going to be doing for the Smart Rider Training Manual. I'm going back to this layout. So here's the drill layout. So I'm going back to this layout for the Smart Rider Training Manual, but it's going to be probably like over 100 pages. This isn't 100 pages. And it's going to be a lot like that. But I'm going to change it up to where, yeah, I don't know. I'm excited about it. It's a lot of work. Filming is started now. It's moving. It's moving. You love riding in the rain? You love riding in the rain? It's rained 2 days. When it rains again, I need to film the rain riding video, because like that's kind of dependent on the day. I did a few videos back in the day on how to ride in the heat. Riding the rain is not fun just because you're going to get soaking wet and everything gets gross. And then like you have to get home, you have to take care of things like the gear, and yeah, it's a little nutty. It's a little nutty. Guys, we have 90 of you in here. Let's see if we can get 90. Let's get 100 likes. I know some of you guys are just now coming in, you haven't hit that like button. And if you're a lurker, and you don't typically say hi in the chat, we're all pretty friendly here, everybody. You know, we got a lot of the green names, a lot of the same people, but we love hearing everybody. And yes, Vacant, I do see the chat. I can't answer too much during the filming process. So grab yourself a slice of pizza. If you are a lurker, say hi. How you doing, Dirtbike 125? Because when I'm doing the recording part, that's what goes to the YouTubes. But in between the videos, I like to chat with you guys for a little bit. Yeah, Horovac is he's got some strong opinions, but if you ask him, he'll hand you a slice of pizza in a soda cup, a little water cup. So he's nice, but he just got some opinions. He's always welcome here, though. I like the little challenge. We're gonna give him his own special chair with restraints. Do I have any bikes without ABS? Yeah, my e-bikes. yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna jump. They don't call me Rotten Rob for nut. Rotten Rob. Oh, jeez. Hog Rider. We're gonna be jumping to the next one, and let's take a look at that one. Let's see. Is there an intro? No, he doesn't do intros anymore. All right, here we go, guys. Here we go. We're going to hit that record button in 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody, we're going to be jumping into this MotoStars video. Let's take a look at this. Let's see this first one.
Hey everyone,
All
anything
right,
can
Chad
happen out
Khan.
there on the road, and today's rider is
Okay, he
facing
stopped.
some
Good space
challenges.
cushion. I like
So,
the
check this
positioning
out
he's
and
in.
ride safe.
I'll talk a little bit about that. He's got his GPS. He knows he's going to have to turn. It's a T intersection. You see how it's a T intersection? Okay. Anyway, sorry. Here we go. Interesting helmet. Okay, he's got his pop-down visor. He doesn't have some. Oh, please don't get hit in the rear. Oh, little love tap. Not fun. It's hard for people to judge, like the motorcycle dimensions. All right, we'll move on. Oh, there's a drop of the bike. Look at that thing. Look at that bike go. Look at that bike go. Whoa, we're doing like some crazy clips. MotoStars is going in and out real quick. That's not good. This might be a thumbnail. All right, so he looped the bike. He fell down, mechanism injury a little bit. You know, how are we going to rescue him? He's going to have some venous bleeding, some maybe capillary bleeding going on. Hopefully no major lacerations, but he's going to have some road rash. And so when it comes to stopping any major bleeds, there's probably not going to be any major bleeds, but he's going to have some bleeding. So if you want to help out with some patient care, go ahead and put some 4x4s, you know, wrap it with some roll gauze, and you should be good to go. Maybe he's going to want to go home. He doesn't need an ambulance, but I would still call 911. Maybe this group ride doesn't want to call 911 because now we have reckless riding, and they don't want to worry about the police coming. I come from the firefighting aspect, so I don't care. I don't care if you're doing something stupid. I'm here to take care of your body and your mind. But overall, terrible. So, oh, look at that. I just want to point out. Look at just that little bit sliding on the ground. He's got some exposed skin right here, and this is all torn up right here. That's why on motorcycle-specific gear, you have abrasion resistance like Kevlar, aramid fibers on the buttocks. Okay, on the buttocks. So I just want to point out real quick. So yeah, so he's right there. He's got motorcycle boots, a little bit on the side too. So just look at how much he slid. Just look at how much he slid. Not much. Malcolm X is calling this guy. Interesting. Just the minor amount that he was sliding. That's it. 30, 40 feet? Like, what do you guys think? 50 feet? He slid 50 feet, and it completely ripped through his jeans. Now, it didn't just, like, rip through the jeans, and then it didn't touch his skin. No, it's starting to rip the skin. The skin... Oh, imagine having to take a poop after this and having to sit down on the toilet. Not good. All right, throwback when I finally crashed after 4 months of riding at only 150 kilometers an hour. 150 kilometers an hour is 93 miles per hour. Not good. Now, throwback when I finally crashed after 4 months of riding. So that's not a good mentality to have. The mentality should be, I can't believe I crashed so soon in my riding career. Like, there's something going on. There's a problem here. And I'm wondering if it's the 150 kilometers an hour as the problem. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. Okay. He's got full gear, though. Full leathers, 4 months. He invested a lot. 1010 would experience this again, hopefully faster. Okay, this is not... it's Diamond Plays. It's Diamond Plays. I need you to take a seat and start watching some of these videos. We start recognizing that crashing at high speeds is a major problem, and you're just going to have another crash if you keep this up. And that, no, you're embarrassed. Don't be saying, like, I wish I could have been better. No, how about we don't crash in the first place? Okay, so when we saw a doodle on a motorcycle crash, she did a speed bump. She hit a bump, and she had speed wobbles, right? She was only going 60. It was on a Janus motorcycle. Yami Noob did a great video on, basically, it's the Janus motorcycle's problem, and it's the fault. That's his opinion. I just care if she's okay. But this is a good indicator of, like, this is what can happen on a modern motorcycle. Don't know why he has an Allen key right there, but a modern motorcycle going super fast, and the suspension still couldn't handle it. Boom, right there. So he launched up, hit the ground, and now we're doing that. That's what happens when it comes to speed and death wobble. Speed, because we're going 150 kilometers an hour, which is 93 miles per hour. Not good. And then we dump the bike. So he does have full gear, but you notice how he's sliding a lot more than Doodle did? Terrible mentality. Terrible mentality, though. All right, let's add some revs to the coast. All right, Reg GW, we're going to have some fun. I remember that, that's copyrighted music. I don't want that to be a problem, so we're going to move on to this, and we're going to go ahead and loop the bike up and over. Bike is hopefully not destroyed. It's got some protective gear, but he's going to try to get up. He fell over, lost balance. And so it does have sliders and a crash guard, so that's great for the bike. He's been doing this for a while, just messed up. It's an open road, no traffic, very good. Go ahead and pick that bike up, and let's get it going. It's going to be a little bit hard. There you go. Get it off the curb. It's going to be a little easier. Perfect. All right. So let's take a look at this video. Cruising with our buddies out. Adventure riders.
Valuable lesson.
Oh. Why did we stop?
You stopped too damn quick.
Yeah. Having some fun. Uh-oh. We're moving through these clips really quick.
You stopped too damn quick.
All right. Uh-oh. Oh, had to lay her down. I don't even think we hit the car, but we had to lay her down. Good job. Get yourself in a new position for safety. You don't have to do that. You don't have to get in front of the vehicle. Let's see what happened. Let's see what happened. Did they cause that problem?
You stopped too damn quick.
All right, let's see. Okay, so they switched multiple lanes. Okay, they switched lanes in front of us. It is what it is, but look at the space cushion we have. We could apply some progressive braking. Okay, we can slow it down because we see some idiot coming out in front of us. We have an open lane to the left. We can use a different tool in our toolbox to swerve left. It's not always, I have to slam the brakes. I have to slam the brakes to get myself out of bad situations. I can emergency swerve. I can emergency accelerate. I can emergency brake, but typically emergency braking on a motorcycle buys you some time to think, there's my escape. Okay, now I emergency swerve. Emergency braking, I'm buying myself some time. Oh, they're now out of my way. Now I can emergency accelerate out to get back up to speed. Emergency braking, it's to buy you time. You're never going to stop in enough time because the total stopping distance for a motorcycle, especially at high speeds, is just so far. It is so far, you're not going to be able to stop in time. So what you're doing is trying to buy yourself some time to make that next swerve, to look for that open spot and swerve. That's really what it's meant for. Emergency braking is good, like progressive braking, that's really what it is progressive braking is stopping at a stoplight that you perceived it was coming. You're stopping at a stop sign that you perceived was coming. Being able to emergency brake just teaches you that you can, once you get traction on that front tire, once you get a little bit of progressive braking going, that you can squeeze more and more and more, harder, faster, so then you come to a stop quicker. That's what emergency braking teaches you. You're right. Look at the mirror. Somebody is there. But if you had to, you can emergency accelerate and also emergency swerve. But overall, slamming that front brake to lose traction, that's not a good scenario. All right. Oh, we hit the guardrail. Oh, hit our head on the guardrail. Oh no. Okay, so they're doing some rescue here. Let's take a look. Oh, there's the stretcher. So they're on scene now. They're probably holding C-spine. Probably holding his head still. Pretty good. Can't see too much, but let's take a look right at the beginning. What are we doing on the shoulder? Maybe we went through a corner and then moved on the shoulder? Or did we... Were we riding on the shoulder and then we just weren't paying attention and then we hit the guardrail? You know what I mean? But we're up and over going a little nuts. Crashed. Overall, pretty bad situation. Yeah, we need a part 1 and part 2. All right, this is a cool camera angle. All right, so we're going a little fast. We lose rear tire traction when a little wide.
Huge mistake, and he's definitely going to take some away from this experience.
Okay, so what is it that we learned from this? We gotta mute that. That's gonna be copyrighted music. Let's go ahead and take a look real quick on that one. What did we do here? So we're going fast around a corner. Oh, baby! Look at that rear tire. I want you guys to pay attention to the rear tire. Now, I don't know if it's the camera angle switching, but it looks like that rear tire started losing traction. But you see how we put the foot down? Going a little too fast on a road that is very narrow. Baby. So how about this? Just go a little bit slower. You know, it's like the common thing here. Just go a little bit slower. You know? He's Flintstoning, you're right. All right, here we go. Going 80. Going around. Yeah, it's fine. We're doing pretty good. We're slowing it down.
His skill level on a new bike and panicked when a car suddenly appeared.
New bike, panic. This is a beautiful area to practice, though. It's a terrible road. It's just that you have good line of sight.
And some track days.
Oh. Yeah, that's the problem here. You can't see around the corn. It's a sharp right turn coming up. You see the sign. It's a sharp right turn. And then now we're having issues. This thing is like hurting my ears. I'll just do this. Yeah, there it is. Okay, get back into our lane, but now we're not prepared for the corner because we were going the speed that we would have needed 2 lanes for. Does that make sense? Yeah, I think we've seen this one before. I'm going to go over it real quick. So right here, we're going to go fast, and it's a sharp corner, so I'm going to use 2 lanes of road to make this corner. But since I'm using 2 lanes of road, I can go faster, right? So he's going to pick up speed to utilize more road, okay?
Kids with more practice and
so I'm going to go ahead and go 50 miles an hour on this 2 lanes of road. I can just cut across. I have plenty of room. Oh, there's a car here. Not good. So now I need to get back into my lane, but I'm still doing the same speed. We're doing the speed that is meant for 2 lanes of road now for 1. So what is that? What's going to happen? We're going to get shot out at the end. So we really have to slow it down. So what we should have been doing here, let's say you're doing this, whatever, guys. You do your thing. You act like idiots, whatever you want to do. So you're doing this. You're going to take it at 50, right? Oh, I see a car right here. Right here. Start slowing it down. When you're on the other side of the paint, right there. Start slowing it down. Do 35. Immediately apply some progressive braking. Slow it down right now because now you're going to have to make this turn within your lane. So slow it down now while it's still straight versus trying to do it like during the turn. So slow it down right here. Nope. Should have been going slower for that one lane part of the road. And that's the thing, guys. Here's what I'm always trying to tell you guys. Just stay on this. Just stay in your lane.
His cornering skills with a more.
It's like, oh, it's a sharp right turn. Stay in your lane. Go 35 around the corner. Not a big deal. Then accelerate after. Not a big deal. But no, we decided to come into here, and then we're going the same speed as what we were if we needed 2 lanes. And that's the problem.
No way.
It's logic. Pay attention.
No way.
Yeah. No way. We do need some new recruits, guys. If you join as a member,
Wait, bro.
it'll pop up on screen. Got full gear. Good for him. Guy's like, hey, are you doing okay? Oh, it's another rider. Very good. Yeah, you can shut off the bike at that point if you want. You know, just check your friend. He seems to be breathing. Seems to be handling everything. Doing pretty good. Walking. Very good. Is he missing the exhaust, or is that how it is?
You good? I bet you that brakes.
All right, we're going pretty fast in the little mountains with our buddies.
How the right gear can make all the
Talking your
difference
Cardo
in a
Pack
serious
Talk
crash.
Edge. 10% off. Sharp left turn. You see the indicators for that? You know, the chevrons. Somebody low-sided. Now, what do we do? Okay, he's going to get up. Okay, very good. Remaining calm, applying the brakes. All right, so somebody low-sided. Why did this happen? Oh, he didn't even low-side. He just straight up went on the outside. So, going a little too fast. We're going to watch that part right here. Okay, so if you notice the gap between the riders, right? The gap between the riders. The guy that crashed started creeping up on the guy in front of him because everyone else was slowing down, but we weren't slowing down with them. So we weren't slowing down. We weren't keeping a good space cushion. This is why when we're doing the corners and stuff like this, I don't like riding staggered in the corners. I like to, it's like everybody gets the corner to themselves. So there's plenty of space between each other. One person goes to the corner, and by the time they're like halfway through or they're on the other side of the apex, I'm just now entering the corner. And I can continue talking. This is what I was saying, is that we can continue talking to each other on our cardos because it's going to stay connected around those corners, especially if we're this close. So just be paying attention to that. We're coming up to here. He's getting a little too close. Welcome, Amanda. Getting a little too close. And now he's like, how do I adjust this? It's like, I'm going too fast. I'm going too wide. Hopefully prevent this like with the tip I just gave you. But we're in this situation here. Roll off the throttle, apply gentle progressive braking to hopefully slow yourself down, but still aim for the turn. Keep making that turn. He's going too fast. He's getting shot out. He's getting shot out. He's getting shot out. He's just trying to lean the bike more. He's just trying to lean the bike more to make the turn. You're going to have to slow it down. Speed is the problem. Leaning isn't the problem. Speed is the problem, so we have to slow it down. This is why learning trail braking is very important as you get a little bit better at riding. The goal is to prevent the whole thing in the first place by giving yourself space. But good job on this rider for remaining calm, stopping the help. And the guy's walking, he's fine. He just needs to pick up the bike. So just get multiple people to help out. Good job picking it up that way. It's going to be kind of stuck because of the guardrail. Roll it back. Everything's fine. He's fine. Very good. Hopefully the bike is able to run. Hopefully the bike is not damaged, so he's able to make it home. That's the main thing. All right, we're in the blind spot of this van already. Don't like it. Go ahead and roll off the throttle. Move yourself back, basically, from the flow of traffic. Oh, Elad sent out 10 memberships. You're going to see a bunch of people popping up here. Woo-wee. Thank you, Elad. So that was it right there. So we were in the blind spot. Let's take a quick look here. So what I was saying is that if we're in the blind spot with people, roll off the throttle. So if everyone's going, let's say 55 miles per hour right now, like I'm going 55, this person's going 55, the van next to me is going 55. If I roll off the throttle to 50 and I go 50 miles an hour, 45, I would say 50 miles an hour. What I'm saying is that it increases my space cushion and moves me back. It technically means everyone else is going faster, so then I fall back. I fall behind. And so if everyone else is going 50, they're going to keep going forward. I'm going to fall behind, which increases my space cushion. And then once I have that space cushion, I get back to 55. They're still 55. And now we're flowing together. Versus flowing together like this, I roll off my throttle at 50 to go 40. Or I'm sorry, to 50. And then now I get to this space cushion. Now I go back to 55. So we're maintaining our pace now with the new space cushion. Not a big deal. It's easy to do that because you have an accelerator too. You can always get past them if you want to. But I don't want to be side by side with another vehicle, especially a big van like this. They're not going to be able to see you. At this point, if that happens, honking the horn's not going to do much. At this point, what you need to do is definitely roll off the throttle, but now we're going to have to apply some progressive brake pressure to do what I just said. We're going to fall behind. They're going to keep maintaining their flow of traffic. Yeah, do something other than stay side by side and in a blind spot. See, now if we wanted to get past them, we can accelerate faster than the flow of traffic. The reason why I don't choose acceleration as the main thing in all these situations is that if I accelerated at this point, now I'm like right behind this vehicle and boxed in. Here's the other vehicle. I'm stuck right here. I'm stuck right here. And then I have to swerve to get myself out of here. When that's one movement, two movements, but I'm in danger here and danger here in that scenario. If I just roll off the throttle and apply the brakes, that's one movement and I only have the van in front of me as my only danger scenario. So I'd rather do the simplest thing possible. Thank you, Elad, for the 10 members. Appreciate that. All right, so we're going through an intersection, not a big deal. Good new line of sight. We're gonna accelerate. We had our open lane pattern. They did the same thing. Can't get mad at that. You did it. They did it. Let's take a look at this. So we're coming up to here. QT makes some good pizza. That's where we got our pizzas, everybody. We got QT pizza today. So we're coming up to here. It's a single lane, and then it opens up to two lanes, one to the right of this vehicle once we get past the intersection. Cool, right? So now we did that. Don't change lanes in intersections. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Change lanes after you get out of the intersection. Okay? I think it's even illegal in the state of Arizona to do that in the intersection. Either way, it's not safe to do so. It's unpredictable. People don't know. You could have a right turner come out of there. They don't know that you're going to do that because you're not supposed to do that. Blah, 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 blah. Whatever. Okay, cool. There's my tip. Now, we switched lanes because we don't want to be stuck behind this long line of vehicles. It's an open lane pattern. So it's open over here and it's stuck here. So we decided to switch lanes. Just like if you're in a grocery store, just like if you're in a long line and you're like, that lane's moving faster, I'm going to move to that lane. Not a big deal, right? But we're in a vehicle, they're in cars and all that stuff. So there's a higher risk, okay? You might just get chewed out by a Karen if you cut in front of them, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, we do this. Cool. Don't accelerate super fast because nobody's anticipating somebody to go this fast all of a sudden in this lane. Okay, that's one. And two, since you decided to switch lanes because it's open, what do you think everyone else is thinking? What do you think they're all thinking too? I don't want to be stuck here either. I see this open lane too. So they're just going to switch over. And since they didn't anticipate anybody speeding up behind them, they just kind of made the decision to switch over without looking. That's on them. They shouldn't be doing that. They should always check blind spots. They should always do that stuff when they're driving. I get it. But we can help minimize the possible close call. So they switched over. We're possibly going to run into them. We did the same thing. They're going to do the same thing. So this is the pattern you watch out for right here. If you see a long stack of cars and you're coming up here, anticipate somebody might come out. Just like if it's a stale green light. If it's been green for a while, anticipate it might turn yellow. If there's a big long line of cars in open lane, and anticipate that somebody might want to come out. Okay? So that's part of the plan. We're locating this hazardous situation. Nobody's a relevant threat yet. Nobody's a relevant threat. They're in our lane. Now they are. Now they're an active threat because if we continue going this way and they continue going right, we collide. So what do we do now when it comes to navigating an active threat? Do we get side by side with them? Do we try to shoot the gap? Do we go on the sidewalk? Or can we roll off the throttle and apply the brakes a little bit and let them in? What do you guys think? Well, I mean, we could do any of those. honestly, we can do any of those. We can shoot the gap. We can go on the sidewalk. We can apply the brakes. Now, what's the safest out of those three? Because if you noticed, shooting the gap is emergency acceleration. Going on the sidewalk is emergency swerving. Applying the brakes is emergency braking. Those are our three tools. Now, if we shoot the gap, we put ourselves in a big risk to possibly get sideswiped, and maybe somebody else decides to switch over. If we emergency swerve on a sidewalk, we might crash because there's a lot of stuff there. If we emergency brake, what's the scenario there? Possibly just allowing them in. So there you go. That's the decision process, the decision making that we're doing. And so we choose the emergency brake. Now, how are you going to figure that out in a situation like this? Well, pay attention to these videos. You don't have to be in this situation to learn from it. We can just watch these videos. Now, next time you're in this situation, what are we looking for? I know I'm going pretty deep on this one. Is that when it comes to position for safety, line of sight, escape paths, and space cushion. Okay? We have good line of sight, so we could possibly accelerate. That's an escape. This is an escape too. That's also an escape. Okay, cool. Is this a safe escape? Nope. Is this a safe escape? It can be, but it's kind of risky. Good line of sight and everything. But if we're going to navigate, we can apply the brakes too and keep that space cushion. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. But getting close and then applying the brakes, one or the other. Do it. Get yourself out of there. Good job. Now watch out for any of those people. All right, going pretty fast here. Going 80, not too bad actually, but it looks like it's supposed to be 55. Trying to race you, and he starts tailgating you. Okay, we're going 80. I'm waiting for a speed limit sign. Where's the speed limit sign? And there it is. Let's go back just a little bit. I was hoping we'd get a little bit closer. It looks like 40. It looks like 40. And we're going double the speed limit. Double the speed limit. Yep, 40. Right next to the rabbit ears on MotoStars. Right at the tippity top. Top right. We're going double the speed limit. Guys, this is the problem. This is the problem here. This is the problem. Is that we're on motorcycles that can go fast. It does not mean we should. It does not mean we should. It's a mode of transportation. We're supposed to get from point A to point B, follow the road rules. You went and took your motorcycle permit, which is this almost the exact same licensing test when it comes to driving. It talks about road rules the whole time. You know the speed limit is the speed limit. You're not special because you're on a motorcycle because you can go fast. You're not. All the cars on the road except for a little Honda Ruckus and maybe a little Schmeat, smart car, they can all go past 40 if they wanted to, but you're not supposed to, for one. And two, nobody anticipates anybody going faster. They don't assume anybody's supposed to be going fast because they're assuming everyone's going to do the speed limit because it's the law. So when they make decisions on, pulling out in front of others, geez, I can't speak today. Pulling out in front of others, doing anything, they're assuming everyone's going 40. They're assuming everyone's going 40. So if you're going double the speed limit and they see you way down there, and they're like, oh, he's going 40 because that's what he's supposed to be doing. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out because he's way down there. I got plenty of time. If he's going 40, I pull out. No, you get there twice as fast. And then you T-bone them. Go the speed limit. Just go the speed limit. What's the rush? You're on a motorcycle. You're having a great time anyways. Look, you're coming to a stop. Not a big deal. You got somebody on your butt. Now we got all these issues. I don't really care about this. This guy's getting angry. Hey, we're going to go ahead and race. We're going to, get road rage. We're going to, not regulate our emotions. We're adults, but we're going to act like children. I'm a 12-year-old in a 38-year-old body. Whatever. I don't know if this is copyrighted music, but we're going to go ahead and do that. All right, so copyrighted possibly. We have headlights in our lane. Good job moving over. A little bit scary. Definitely scary, actually. Moved over. Good job locating the hazardous situation. It was a relevant threat. And then we're going to go ahead and navigate into a new position off to the right. Okay, we're like barely riding the line. That's best we can do. If we try to stop, we would have probably gotten hit. If we try to accelerate, we would have hit them harder. So we had to swerve as far as we possibly could on the leftover road. All right. So we're going to go ahead and do this and then talk over it. Bomb, bomb, bomb. Okay, maybe not. Let's do that. There we go. So we're filming with a potato, 25 miles an hour road. John Porter. We're going through here. Okay, so we have a vehicle in front of us, a left turn lane right here. So we're going to turn left. Is everyone supposed to stop? No. Oh, geez, we fell down. We fell down doing a slow speed maneuver. A little bit of a rookie mistake. Now, how can we help prevent some of these things? Guys, I developed this. I tell you guys this all the time. I developed the Smart Rider drills for this specifically. You're coming up to a stop. It's a slow speed. You're doing friction zone throttle control. Maybe you're kind of creeping out a little bit, but you do come to a stop. You have your handlebars turned to the left. You apply the brakes, and then you fall down. Okay, with this, you're going to learn how to maneuver your bike. You want to keep the handlebar straight and apply the brakes, keep the handlebar straight. But when it comes to slow speed maneuvers, 10 cones, 5 tennis balls cut in half. I do sell cones if you want to get those, but you can get the digital version of this, the book version, the one with the cones too. If you get the book version, it comes with the digital version, so you can put it on your phone, and you guys can start practicing. So this is what it looks like on the phone. Look at that, perfect. Well, practice in a parking lot. Learn how to maneuver your bike at slow speed, because if something like this happens, that's a failure of skill. That's really what it is. This is a simple thing. It's a new rider mistake. Okay, new riders don't have the skill set with their motorcycle yet. That's why I developed the Smart Rider drills. Okay, motorcycle training drills in a parking lot. Bonk. You have to practice. You have to. All right, here we go. We're riding through here to Beria. A lady just leisurely talks on the phone and starts crossing the road without looking. When I slammed on the brakes, she got startled and started nagging about me. I almost causing an accident. Okay. All right. You know, whenever I'm walking with my girlfriend, she doesn't look both ways. I'm looking both ways. I think that's just a woman's mentality type thing. You know, maybe she feels so safe because I'm the one looking, but this lady doesn't have anybody looking for her type of thing. I don't know. It's like a feminine, masculine thing. Anyways, she is looking. You see her. She's looking. She obviously didn't look before stepping off the road. I don't know. She's running. All right, here we go. Wayne Walsh. Okay, we're riding. We come at an intersection. We have a left turner right there. It's a very interesting intersection. Okay, not too big of a deal. Did you drop something? Oh, nope, soccer ball. Okay, very cool. I'm gonna throw that back out there so no kids run out there and get hit. Very good. All right, moving on. All right, here we go. Bike Aurora. Okay, small little area. Good job. Moving off to the side. See somebody coming down your lane. Are we the wrong way driver? I don't think so. You notice how all the cars are parked? Okay. I was the car driver one time. I'm in a new area. We don't have a lot of one-way streets where I live, okay? Typically, every street is, you know, oncoming traffic two-way. There's been a few times where I've been in a different city, and I'm like, oh, okay, a street. So I start going down, like, oh, crap, it's a one-way. It happens. I don't mean to do it. I'm a good driver, but if I used my GPS, it would have let me know that I was being an idiot. I wasn't using my GPS. So I don't get mad because I've made these mistakes before. I don't get mad at people like this. I just kind of move over and protect myself. It's like they probably made a mistake. They're not doing it on purpose. Like, I'm going to make a shortcut. They're probably not doing that. And the reason why I don't get mad at them is because I made the mistake. So there's a lesson to be learned there is that nobody's perfect. If people make mistakes, that's fine as long as nobody gets hurt. Okay? Go. Somebody's pulling out in front of you. What are we doing? Like, we're getting super close. What are we doing? What is he gonna do? He can't go. Okay, so this was pretty dumb already. So this is a good lesson here. So we see a vehicle coming out, right? Side of the vehicle. Great indicator that we're gonna probably T-bone or they're gonna hit us. Let's not get super close and then create an issue. Let's slow it down right here. Slow it down right here. Let them go. You go. Not a big deal. So we come up to here. He sees it still, doing nothing about it. And then we get up to here. It's like, now what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Is he gonna back up? Am I gonna have to Flintstone it backwards? Like, what are we gonna do? No, now we're stuck. Now there's traffic getting piled up. Everyone's getting anxious. Everyone's getting stupid. It's all because we decided to get right in front. Don't do that. Don't do that.
يا زلمة وين؟ وين يا زلمة؟ تفضل فوت فوت فوت.
Don't do it. Don't get it super close. What is this?
Here it comes.
Yeah, the way he's running. Totally unathletic. And there's a fitness center right there. This would be a great like advertisement for this fitness center to be like, if you run like this idiot, maybe you should join. First month's free. We'll teach you how to run with your legs, not your arms. All right, here we go. We have a sharp left turn. Oh, we're doing a U-turn. Very good. You can practice that with your the Smart Rider drills. Grab one. 20% off, by the way. Link in the description. Use the code. Oh, but this is why I do like the cardos, because we can talk to each other. It's like, oh, you crashed. Okay, you okay? Everything's fine. You're laughing about it, or move around. Still offer a hand. Maybe two. All right, so we're coming up to here. This was good. Okay.
All right.
So he's going to do a nice, good U-turn. Love it. You can make that shorter, though, if you get some practice. Once we get out of there. Okay. So that right there, that's how you lift a motorcycle. Where my head is. There we go. Well, maybe not exactly like that. He's starting to. You don't want to lift it with all back. But what he's doing, he's reaching down. He's going to grab some parts. So the handlebar probably, and like the little side part right there next to the rear shock a little bit, or near the seat. And he's going to squat down and then deadlift it up. Deadlift and walk backwards, lifting the bike up. That's the way to do it. You don't want to you don't want to get underneath it and then try to do that. You don't want to do that. You want to grab it and lift it up. Unless you're a power lifter, unless you are a strong man or whatever, and you do those tires. You could do that. Yeah, you want to use your legs. But on a big bike like that, might as well get some help. So he's getting there. He's getting there. Go ahead and help out.
You got it, or you need a hand?
It's a little bit heavy. It's a little bit heavy. There we go. We got the bike up. Very good. Thank you for the end screens, MotoStars. But with that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe. I'll see you guys on the next live stream, which we do on Tuesdays. Grab yourself a Smart Rider training drill booklet, 20% off, link in the description for the code, and I'll see you guys later. All right, so we got one more. Honestly, guys, I gotta point something out here. These aren't the best that MotoStars has ever put out, or at least in a while. You know? Like, some of these clips are just kind of... I mean, this one's old. Like, this one right here is old. One second. This one, I recognize this one. We've already done this one. We've already done that one. What happened there?
This could have been far more serious.
I had that happen to my yesterday. I had that happen not on the motorcycle. I was in my van and I saw it get flipped up, and I applied the brakes a little bit because it was going towards my windshield. But since I applied the brakes, it actually hit the ground first versus my windshield, but it still hit my bumper and it pissed me off. You can see there's tire on the road. Tire there, tire here. Got flipped up, hit the tire. Right there. That's what happened to me yesterday in my Chrysler Pacifica. Okay. We got some of that. Oh, jeez. Oh, got lucky with the brakes. All right, this is a good view. Nice little action camera. Man, back in the day, this would be bumpy. Oh, jeez. Good for him. So that's one, and I'll talk about it when I hit the record button. That right there is why I believe every single street rider should get themselves a low CC dirt bike or a dual sport and go off-roading. Because on the street and you lose traction, people panic, right? They panic. They slam the rear brake or they grab the front brake. They panic. But when this happens, maybe not like this bad, but this happens a lot when you're out on dirt. I mean, I took my Harley off-road. You guys remember those back in the day? I had a KLR 650 for a while. I was going off-road, and I got used to that rear tire just kind of like... I remember I got used to it, and the thing is, you don't slam the brakes. You don't slam the brakes. You kind of sit back a little bit, get some weight on that rear tire, and then you give it a little bit of throttle. Just a little bit. Or, yeah, you don't really want to lower the throttle because you're already sliding in something like deep. So you give it a little bit more. You know, just you sit back and give it a little bit more until you get out of it, and then you can kind of sit forward again. I live in Austria. You can't ride on dirt. Oh, jeez. That sucks. But if you guys could ever travel, rent a dirt bike or whatever, but right here, like, losing some traction. Okay, cool. You don't slam the brakes. You're gonna want. You see how he's like struggling with the handlebars to aim it straight still. Look at the handlebars. He's aiming it straight still. That's what you do. You just try to aim the handlebars straight. Wow. Good job. But yeah, these videos have he's cutting them quick. He's not. It's one thing to add context. I like the context a little bit. All right. We're gonna jump into this one. You shaved your head in my honor. Aw, that's nice. That's sweet. You're sweet. Good for you. Yeah. So we got how long we've been streaming? 2.5 hours. We'll try to make this about a 30-minute video. I'll try to make it quick, but then I got to get off. Because I'm gonna edit these. I'm gonna make some new videos. I'm gonna do some stuff. I don't know what I'm doing with my hands right here. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyways, you guys sit down. You know, in fact, let's get some donuts. You guys want some donuts? We'll get some donuts for the last. We'll get some donuts for the last half. How about that? We'll get some donuts. All right, Hog Rider, can you grab? I know some of you guys are on diets and everything, but can you grab the donuts from the crew lounge? Yeah, where the lounge is for just members. I actually got a couple dozen donuts. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so once Hog Rider gets back, no after ride this Thursday because I'll be packing for my trip on this weekend. I really want to get back into it. I just been heavily focused on the Smart Rider training manual, so I might, when I get back into it, I might just start talking about the manual and kind of like some of my ideas when it comes to training. So, okay, you're back, Hog? Okay, sweet. We got some donuts, everybody. Go ahead and grab some donuts. We're going to finish off this last video of the live stream. I want the sprinkles. I want those. Save me one of those. Okay, guys? Ooh, I want a donut right now. I think I'll actually go get some after this. All right, how about a charcuterie board? That's not a bad idea. I would have to hire a chef to draw out a charcuterie board. But I like them donuts. I do have sushi. We have sushi. It's a little messy. A charcuterie board would have been smarter. Yeah. Do pizza, sushi, and donuts. or nothing if you guys are being, you know, terrible students. But maple bars. Oh. Maple bars are good. I've been going for those little small cake donuts at Safeway. Yeah. Costco hot dogs are good. They're pretty cheap too. We usually get Costco pizza or QT pizzas. There we go. All right. We got another video. We're going to hit the record button. So you know how that goes. I'll try to read the chat. Vacant. I'll try to read the chat, but we're in between videos. If we get 9 more likes, maybe I'll read the chat. Maybe. But we're not even at 100 likes. You guys are all eating the donuts and pizzas. All the stuff I do for you guys. You don't even want to do 100 likes at this point. All right, guys, let's get going. 3, a 2, a 1. All right, a MotoStars video. Let's take a look at this one. All right, so we're riding.
Hey everyone,
Pretty
in
typical.
This video again, bunch
Shadow
of crazy
boxer.
and unexpected situations. These are just
All right, MotoStars, what are we doing?
I hope you can
Got some traffic, good space cushion. We're getting closer to the blind spot on the car on the right. They might want to switch over. It's an open lane pattern. Our lane is moving faster, but we have an idiot right there. And we almost died.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So this seems like an older video. We've seen some of these things before. I saw this one before. There's not much you could have done in this situation. So if we see some, we see some.
And
All
ride safe.
All right, so we're coming up here. We have an idiot coming around the corner really quick. What do? Not much we could have done here. Like if we hit the tire, we hit the car, we're kind of screwed. There's not enough time to swerve. By the time, because when it comes to swerving, let's go ahead and talk over some of the fundamentals when it comes to motorcycle riding. Maybe that's what we'll do for this video. So when it comes to total stopping distance, I want to pull out the equation. Perception, reaction, braking. Okay, perception. The moment we understand something is possibly about to happen. Okay, reaction, let's go ahead and bring that back up. Reaction is the moment we react to the situation, whether it's braking, swerving, emergency acceleration. That braking distance, okay, braking is the action. So perception, reaction, action. Maybe there's better terms for it, but perception, reaction, action, perception, reaction, behavior, whatever it is. Perception, reaction, skill. I like that better. Boom, we already went through it. Okay, perfect. We just now perceived this. It takes about a second to a second and a half for somebody to perceive something. It takes about a second and a half to react, which is now going to instill the skill. So it almost takes 2 to 3 seconds to actually see something, to do something. Now, this is why when you're riding, you don't want to go super fast, because if you're going super fast, no matter how fast you go, you can be going 1 mile an hour or you can go 100 miles an hour. It still takes you that 2 to 3 seconds to do something. Now, at 1 mile an hour, you're not going very far in 2 to 3 seconds. At 100 miles an hour, you're going really far in 2 to 3 seconds. So that's why you don't want to outrun your skill set, which is swerve, brake, or acceleration, right? You don't want to outrun that because you run out of space to make that skill, right? So here, at this speed, in this situation, the moment, because it happens so close to him, he barely has time to perceive and maybe start to react, and then it's done. So there's nothing he could have done outside of what he did, and he's just lucky that nothing hit him. So when it comes to normal riding scenarios, sometimes this happens. That's why we wear gear, just in case we crash, just in case something stupid happens. We have protective gear to hopefully mitigate the injuries. The other thing that we can do when it comes to being a smart rider is seeks and maintains our fundamental riding skills so that we see it ahead of time. We're not speeding. We can react in time. We can use our skill set in time because we've been practicing. So don't speed. Got very lucky.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Now you can practice your rescue skills and go back. All right, so with that knowledge in hand, let's take a look at some of these newer things. All right, so we got some more. I targeted the open space between the car and the wheel. I think you didn't really have time, but maybe that's what you thought when it happened. Not much time there. Between the car and wheel. I think if you avoided a crash, it was the right choice. Yeah, okay. I'll give you that. Give you the success. Go ahead and take it. Got lucky, I think, but it is what it is. All right, here we go. Sean Phelan. Okay, so we're going to do a head check. We're looking. We want to pass. Oh, geez. So that's very lucky. Once again, not enough time to react to seeing that. So he wants to switch lanes. Oh, almost didn't have time, but really quick. So very good. Oh. Is this like a road surface hazard video? So we have a hubcap kind of flying off. Not much we could have done there. Oh, definitely a road surface hazard when we have somebody doing that. Oh my gosh, swerve. Good job with the swerve. Oh, we didn't see more. I want to see if he actually made it through. Okay, so we're riding on the highway. All right. Remember when I tell you guys to watch for dum-dums up way ahead so you have time to respond? But even how far this is, not much time to respond. Oh. At this point, when you see that, roll off the throttle, apply some brakes.
Holy.
So he's moving over to the other side because everything was happening on the left. So, but now that things got swerved to the right, he starts positioning himself more to the left. So he's doing the plan method without even thinking about it. This is an active threat. It's not a relevant threat anymore. It's an active threat. So we have to now be juking things. So he's doing a good job here. There's the impact. And then he's going to make that swerve. So when you make that swerve, don't aim for that. Yes, that's the minimum viable space cushion. I like that word. Oh, I like that. I'm going to coin that. I said it. It's copyrighted now. I said it first. Today is August 19th. Said it first. Anyways, minimum viable space cushion. Don't go for just the minimum viable space cushion. Go for the maximum viable space cushion. Try your best. Use all these lanes. Shoot for that outside lane. Do your best. Get out of there. So that means you're maintaining your swerve, and now we're correcting our swerve. Now we're correcting it, and now we're going. Here it's like quick swerve because you don't know if this person's going to swerve too. So you want to swerve and be parallel, not swerve and then collide into this guy swerving. That's what I'm trying to get at. That's why I wish I could see more of this, but it's gone.
This
All right,
rider was focused on merging to traffic that he completely ignored the front riding ahead of him.
Okay, he's about to collide, but I want to make a point here. We're going downhill. Write in the comments your best tips for going downhill. Here's mine, okay? Going downhill to a stop, right? My best tip right here. Front brake, it's not going to be the best thing if you're trying to go slow down the hill, especially like this. This is where that rear brake really comes in handy. That rear brake will stabilize you. So you kind of flutter that rear brake. Yeah, rear brake. Yeah, Jeremy. Yeah, flutter that rear brake. Look forward. Keeps your handlebars nice and smooth, and that way you can keep both hands and you can throttle and use friction zone if you want. Do throttle and friction zone and rear brake. That's going to really help out. And that way you're coming down a small hill like this, coming to a stop. Another thing you could do is you can practice smart rider drills. Use the throttle and friction zone and rear brake on some of these sharper turns, especially like some of these. So that's what it looks like. You can put it on your phone. So if you get the physical booklet, which there's a discount right now for 20% off, you get the digital version too. But imagine having to do that. Yeah, practice that. But rear brake really helps out when it comes to stuff like this.
This rider was focused on merging to traffic that he completely ignored the front riding ahead of him.
Oh, geez. Hopefully he didn't run his foot over. Oh, I think he knocked him over. Nope. Whoa! Okay. See, we're cutting it pretty close. So this might be, starting now, we're going to just go power through these because this video seems to be just constant clips. Let's take a look, everybody. There it is. And we have a close call right there. And then we're coming over here, half click up, we have a close call. Nice little swerve. We're coming up here to the side of the vehicle. We're going to go ahead and swerve all the way left, but we're applying the brakes and slowing down, so we're doing pretty good. Now we're going to get into a new position for safety. Look forward. Now we're in a new situation with Romeo JHD.
The poor visibility trait to make up for it.
I guess we slowed it down.
It's a good reminder to always keep a safe distance and leave yourself some room for
Okay, now bad space. Oh, nice little swerve towards the end. Still clipped a little bit. Thankfully, we didn't clip the right side, which would have hit the front brake lever. Now we're embarrassed. All right, moving on. Oh, we're going pretty fast here. We're going speeding. We're tucking deep in. We have a nice little curve coming up. Oh, speed wobbles. Keep it up, keep it up. There it is. Maybe slow it down now. Maybe take that as an omen to relax. Hey, we should probably put our hands back on. All right, here we have Andrew Hartsock. There you go, Hartsock. Oh,
The situation is clear that he
that
cannot
is
save
why
his life,
you
and
wear
without it, the consequences
gear.
could have been far more serious.
yeah. So I talked about this at the beginning off stream. Is that happened to me in my car? Exact same thing, and it was gonna hit my windshield, but it hit the bumper because I slowed it down, so it finally hit the ground and hit the bumper. Still pretty big impact. It made a nice little scratch in the bumper. Now imagine that thing hitting you in the face without a helmet. Ooh, you're gonna have lacerations, maybe lose an eye. So this is why, as smart riders, we acquire and use personal protective equipment, because we think of helmets as just protecting our heads in a fall, but it protects from rocks, bugs, random road debris that gets shot up at your face. So think about that. That's why eye protection is very important. Have that face shield down, or utilize some really good glasses. But even then, that's still going to hurt. So have that face shield down. That's another thing is if it hit him in the face and lacerated his eye, and now he has low visibility and lots of pain, and he's riding, and now he's going to crash. And if he didn't have a helmet because he got the laceration, now he's in a crash and hits his head. You see how just that little thing can cause a big problem? Simple fact that he's keeping the bike up is good. The helmet did its job. All right, here we go. We're going to go through a corner with sharp turn signals with the chevrons. Oh, it's an on-ramp. We've seen this one. He's going to low side. He's going to get into oncoming traffic, and thankfully, everyone can see him and does emergency swerves, and he doesn't die. So we talked about this briefly in a previous video. This is an older video of MotoStars. Why are we posting it? This looks like Phoenix, by the way. I think that might be Phoenix. Anyways, we're coming up to here. It's a sharp turn because it's an on-ramp. We low-side it. We have some Calvin Klein underwear. You might want to change those out after this accident. Probably pooped them. And so now we're going over into here. That is the worst feeling probably any motorcycle rider could be having right now. Right there. Oh. So don't go super fast on those turns on the highway. Yes, it's an on-ramp, but take those turns at the appropriate speed, and then once you have that straightaway, accelerate on the straightaway. There's no point in... I get it, I get to practice my knee down on this. It's like, no, this is the real possibility of what could happen here. You damaged a lot, including your 360 camera, which is expensive. How you doing? How you doing, Jennifer, Vacant, Amanda, Horvath, Elad, everybody in the chat during the live stream that we do on Tuesdays. All right, let's get out of here. We're already out. Let's do this. All right, so we're riding a little crest of the hill. You notice how traffic starts to disappear at the bottom? It's a crest of the hill, so be careful. It's a line of sight problem. All right, let's take a look. Oh, something went off-road. Something off. See, the crest of the hill, can't see much.
The rider in front was
Car went into a
helpless
ditch.
and could only rely on luck.
Oh! What the heck? Nice shoes. Okay, so there was another motorcyclist up ahead.
Helpless and could only rely.
Okay, so more than likely the truck driver was speeding to go around and lost rear tire control. It's just like a motorcycle losing rear tire control and dumping the bike, like in a turn, like it's a low side. Same thing for the car. I mean, lost both traction on the rear.
On luck.
And just spun out. It's like, hey, what's up? You can't park here? Yeah. Yeah, overall, pretty scary. Nothing you could have done. This is why we wear gear just in case. All right. Having some fun. We have a sharp left turn right here, which was a sharp right turn for that person and wasn't able to navigate and get around that corner. And so we needed to get a thumbnail because this guy's an idiot and went too fast. But thankfully, we were able to navigate that and got ourselves out of there. beautiful road to play on. I would just enjoy the scenery. I mean, look at that. You're up in the mountains. You get to see the city below. You know, just relax. You don't have to do that. Went a little too fast around the corner. Slow it down before the corner. You guys know this. You guys are all beginner riders. Even with some experience, you know not to go super fast into corners that you can't handle. All right, here we go. Going through here. Somebody's passing us, acting like an idiot. Let them go. Oh. See? That's why you let idiots go. You don't try to chase them down. Now, I would still stop to help, but I'd be helping these people first. I'd talk to them first. I do triage. I would talk to them, see if they're doing okay. I'd talk to anybody else involved, and then I would talk to this driver. I don't play favorites, but I do. There we go. Going around with our buddies, talking to our Cardo Pack Talk edges. 10% off, link in the description. Okay, so we are applying a little too much rear brake, possibly. We lost a little traction, almost high-sided it. Thankfully, the bike regained traction. We've seen these videos before, Motostars. What are we doing here?
We've got a situation where the driver tried to get around a traffic jam.
That's
in
an
a pretty
idiot
way,
driver.
but ended up running into stubborn rider.
Kind of dumb for us to do this, though. Kind of dumb for us to do this. It's not kinda, it is dumb. What an idiot. I'm sorry. Surge, take a seat, grab yourself a donut. Pay attention. We're going to go over your video right now. Everybody else decided to move over. We decided to get in front.
Tried to get around a traffic jam in a pretty risky way, but ended up running into stubborn rider.
Okay. What are you expecting out of this? What do you think's going to happen? Because at this point the car can't move forward. There's a big gap here now. So if the car can move forward, it'd get out of the way. Car can't reverse because there's people behind him. Can't go left, can't go right. You blocked him in, and the only option he has is to run you over, basically. Like, what were you trying to do? Because you're also in a position now, somebody behind you might not be paying attention and now squishes you between their vehicle and this Mazda. So like what's the mentality? What's the logic behind this? Write in the comments if you can help me out. So they're trying to back up. It's hard. They can't do it. People are, and now we move up even further. So now they can't move forward even when there's an open space. Ooh. You just want him to keep backing up? Both what the car is doing and what the biker is doing is legal in Poland. Interesting. Like, what do we... Bob. Good job with the swerve. So we're going to go over that real quick. Now, this person switched from the far right lane to go to the left lane. So you start seeing somebody, especially around... Now, I like to say, on and off ramps are intersections on highways. Now, highways don't have T intersections or cross intersections typically. Okay, that's where the on and off ramps make it to where they can get into these these surface streets. This is a main artery, which basically just flows until it breaks off, right? So that's why I treat these as intersections. So whenever I see one of these off ramps like this, I see how it's breaking off, right? And I see somebody way over there crossing multiple lanes. I'm assuming they're trying to make the off ramp. They're trying to make the exit. And I'm in the exit. So if they're trying to make the exit and I'm in the exit, are we going to collide? Probably. I don't like that. So I'm going to roll off the throttle. I'm already trying to slow down anyway. It's an off-ramp, right? I'm going to roll off the throttle, and I'm going to start looking for my escapes. You know, if they're coming in from the right, I have a shoulder to the left. If worse comes to worse, and I'm already slowing down, I'm going to go towards the shoulder if I have to, okay? Oh, definitely now. Definitely now. They're crossing the gore area. They're definitely shooting for it. Now, I was hoping they maybe just wanted to get in the left lane, but no, they're shooting for it. I don't like it. I'm already prepped and ready, though, because I located that this is a hazardous situation because technically I'm treating it as an intersection, and it's a relevant threat. How do I navigate this active one? I'm going to aim for the left. I'm going to apply the brakes as best I can. I'm going to let this person in. So good job for this motorcycle rider for putting himself in a new position for safety and got himself out of that. Oh, nice little bump. Thankfully, we applied the brakes, but it's going to hurt our PP a little bit on that one. And our huevos. All right, so we're coming up to here. We're going... All right, we're going pretty fast around this corner. Okay, pretty fast. It's a blind corner. We can't see much around it. We know that there's cross traffic. Okay, we can't see that there was an intersection, but we're going super duper fast. It's not a good idea. But we see the vehicle pulling out in front of us. So we apply the brakes as best we can. We aimed right at it. Thankfully, it was just a nice little bump. Now, could we have swerved? Sure. But how about we don't go as fast? We don't speed. Speed. Side of the bus, side of the car. What do we do? Swerve. Good job. Perfect example of slowing down, applying the brakes to buy yourself some time to make a better decision at a slower speed, to make a different decision for a different tool, which is to swerve. So we're applying emergency braking, emergency progressive braking to buy ourselves some time. Oh, we're not going to be able to stop in time. We're gonna T-bone this car. So let's go and switch methods to swerve. And we're gonna swerve towards the butt, because if the car wants to keep moving towards the face, the front, the gap behind them is gonna increase. So good job thinking about that. So we see the side of the bus, not a big deal, but that could be distracting us from what's in front. That's why we always pay attention to what's in front. Is it a relevant threat? Not really. Okay, move on. Keep searching. We see this side of the vehicle right here. Applied the brakes right here. Oh man, we're not going to stop in time. Hey, but I see the back end onto the right's opening up. So I'm going to go ahead and shift from braking to swerving. There it is. Good job. Good job. Side of the cyclist. Okay. Whoa. So that bus driver shouldn't have done that. But we could have taken it a little bit slow. I mean, I get it. They're not in our lane anymore, the cyclist. But then this driver right here decides to creep out like an idiot. This is where it sucks when there's bad drivers. Got very lucky. All right, we have intersection. Good little swerve. Nice new position for safety. I love this video. Has a lot of different clips. All right, we're coming up to here. They start to move. So when I say look for the front tires, I mean that because you start to see the front tires spin before the car. You can see the car move, but it's usually kind of a delayed. If you can pay attention to the tires and the hubcat starting to spin, that means they're moving. The whole vehicle, it's hard to see where they're going, but if you see the tires go, there it is. So I see the tires starting to go right there. That means they're going. Okay, so that means I need to find that new escape. I need to look for that escape. Swerve to the right is probably going to be the best option. I might have to accelerate and swerve, but you can brake and swerve, brake then swerve. All right, we're coming up to here, going through a corner. Not too bad, not too bad. We're accelerating. We have a sharp corner up here, possibly. Okay, oh, we have traffic. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Oh, crap. Why do we have traffic? Oh, somebody else already got in a crash in this area. So if I'm out riding with my buddies and I see this, if I'm out riding with my buddies and we're kind of acting a little bit, dumb, maybe not too dumb. Maybe if I'm just riding by myself, right? And I'm just cruising, I'm not speeding, I'm not doing nothing. And I see this on the road, maybe at the beginning, hopefully. That's going to be a great reminder. I should probably take today somewhat easy. I should be paying attention. This is a great omen. This is a great reminder that that things can happen. So I'm going to go ahead and chill a little bit. Going a little fast here, buddy. looking at the front camera on the top right. Let's go back so you guys can see the camera on the top right where MotoStars is. He's getting a little close to a car. Getting a little close to a car, and then right at the last second, he's gonna swerve. Good swerve, but maybe we shouldn't be going as fast as we are, so we don't have to do these emergency maneuvers. And then we're getting there. And that kind of goes back to the point, everybody, is that the faster you go, the more emergency maneuvers you're going to have to do. So I guess it sounds like it's great practice for emergency maneuvers, right? No, because practice means that you're minimizing risk. You're basically maxing out your skill to see if your skill works. You're testing your skill. You're not practicing your skill by going fast. You're testing your skill. And if you're going to test your skill in a dangerous environment, there's just opportunities for crashes. You want to practice your skills in a low-risk environment. So either an open road where there's no traffic, a track, or an area where there's a parking lot for the drills. Practice your skills in the drills in a parking lot. Do it with low risk. And then if you want to test your skills, take a track day. Do a track day. Doing it out here, just not smart.
His overconfidence, risky overtaking, and
you're having to use your skills all the time.
Riding way too fast created a really dangerous situation and put others in serious danger.
Yeah, there's cyclists. You guys saw it? The cyclists are on the way. So we're passing. We're going in and out in double yellow, acting like a dum-dum. Why did this truck slow down? Because he couldn't move over to the left because a car was coming. And the reason why he wanted to move over to the left is because there's cyclists.
Put others in serious
There's the cyclists. We moved over to the left. We decided to pass.
danger.
Put ourselves in danger. And what happened there is that we decided to pass before looking. We passed the truck. We passed the truck. Physically, we're moving to pass before physically looking and processing that there's a car coming. That's what's happening in this video, is that we're physically going and then looking. Physically going and then looking. Switch it up. Look, clear, go. Look, not clear, don't go. He's going and seeing if it's clear or not. Well, since you already went, you're in the path of travel.
Risky overtaking a double solid line and riding way too fast created a
So he's just like, I'm gonna go.
And put others
I didn't look yet. Use some brain power before doing it. Look at that road. Oh, you got a little drive-by of poop on your face. There we go, going through here. I swear I've seen some of these videos before. Oh, that's dangerous. That's dangerous. This is why having good line of sight is very important. Position yourself in the road so that you can have good line of sight, so you can see ahead of the car in front of you. Because this car swerved. They all did their swerves, and then it's like now it exposes what the real problem was. How do we get out of here? We got to swerve too. But thankfully, we were able to swerve. Very close, though. Very close. That was a big close call. No matos. Okay. Passing around. Good job. This looks like Mount Lemon. This looks like Mount Lemon. This is where I live, Tucson. Looks like coming down Mount Lemon towards the end. So let's just pretend it is. No, it's not. Never mind. But that's a very big possibility on these mountain roads. A lot of cyclists like to go up it and down it. There's an oncoming car, pulls out and tries to run me over. 35, we're going 45. Good job finding the escape and moving over. All right, I think we've seen this one before. Everyone does a rev bomb under a tunnel, guys. You know that. Oh, jeez.
Oh my God.
Got very lucky. Very lucky.
Camera! Pull over!
Yeah, nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Wait!
Nobody cares. Moving on. All right, here we go. Lightning Scott. That's what Okay, so somebody comes out a little bit wide. Good job navigating to a new position. Okay, very good. Somebody's coming out. All right, so they removed our space cushion. We want to switch lanes. Oh, there's an impact. Let's go ahead and roll off the throttle. Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay, good space cushion away from everybody. All right, so we're cruising. Somebody's gonna merge into our lane. Good job rolling off the throttle. Very good. Scary. You can apply the brakes too on that one. Lane splitting at a decent speed. I don't think you're supposed. This might be This is not California. This has got to be Arizona. No, California. Okay. I guess you can do that in California. Be very careful with that. That's one of the problems that could happen, is that somebody will switch lanes. Don't get angry and punch mirrors. You're a child. Okay. 12-year-old stuck in a 30-year-old body.
Situation where another
Don't do this, guys. This is just opening yourselves up for any crash situation. Especially at night. He's doing all the wrong things. He's moving on. All right, so we're... Oh. Space cushion got demolished. Good job with the emergency braking. He's doing that. That person's doing that because this person stopped. So what are we doing speeding? Let's go back a little bit. See how the flow of traffic, the vehicles should be staying there while we're here. That's the flow of traffic. If he's going 40, if they're going 45, we're going 45. We kind of just do this the whole time. But if we're doing this and we're getting closer, if the vehicles in front of you are getting closer, that means you're getting, getting bigger. That means you're getting closer. It means you're speeding. So if we're getting up to them, we're going higher than the flow of traffic. Not a big deal. Maybe they're going below the speed limit. We're going speed limit. Either way, we're not going the flow of traffic. Why did they stop? Because that vehicle stopped. Good job with the progressive braking, though.
What
Good job.
doing?
Okay, switched over. Good job with the emergency swerve to get himself out of there. Not going too bad. Going 35 miles an hour roughly. Okay, somebody's gonna pull out in front of you. Good job with the brakes. Straighten up the handlebars, apply the brakes. Kind of saw what was about to happen. They stopped, so we were able to continue going. We could have swerved if they kept going. Going real fast here. Real fast on a regular road. Now we're crossing over lanes. We can't ride within our own lines, and we got a little bit of a speed wobble. Going 100, it was 170, so that's 106 miles an hour. It's 170 kilometers, 106 miles an hour. A little too fast. Going up around a corner, somebody's pulling out. Grom Squatch, how you doing, buddy? All right, another one, K1 Ninja. Somebody's pulling out. Good job seeing it ahead of time and moving over into a new position. Guys, a lot of this is common sense to avoid a crash, but this right here, it seems like the common sense of not speeding like an idiot isn't very common because we're not learning. All right, so having some fun. Look at this, having a little African twin. Here we go. Oh, a little bit of rear tire slippage. Kept it upright. So guys, I mentioned this before the stream because we did a little preview of this, is that I highly recommend, I'm gonna make it short, I highly recommend those of you that are street riders to also practice, or at least get like a small dual sport, or to rent like an off-road vehicle and play around. You're gonna have these fishtailing maneuvers. You're gonna have the loss of traction, but it's gonna prepare you for on street to not panic, because you're gonna get the exposure to it. So what happens on the street is that people lose rear tire, and they slam that rear brake because they panic. And that's what causes the crash. Sometimes it will correct itself and you'll be good to go. Okay, so just don't panic, and you'll learn not to panic off-road. All right, Jesse Woodrow, here we go. Hey, that rhymed. Here we go. Let's see. All right, somebody might be coming out into our lane. Not a big deal. We're in the blind spot. At this point, either accelerate out or apply the brakes, let them in. Okay, very good. Now, don't worry about the horn. Focus on getting a new space cushion.
Pass us and wanted to cut my friend off instead.
Okay. I will say, on those giant group rides, and we're talking like 100 people, and they all just take the right lane, and there's like no gaps. It's like, you do realize that you're taking the turn lane also? Like, it never, write in the comments if you're a part of a big group ride or like a club that does those things. Like, what is your solution to it? Because as a car driver, or even as another motorcyclist, if I'm in the left lane, it's like my exit's to the right. Like, I need to take a right, but you guys are, You're like a couple hundred yards of a snake that I can't cross. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I can't cut through you guys. I'm not gonna speed up and miss and go way past the speed limit just to get in front, so I can take like the third exit after my exit. And then does that mean that everybody that wants to take an exit has to just be behind you guys? That's like a huge long line. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. So like when I see a truck driver do this, I'm like, I understand. Like, that's what I would want to do. Like, I want to. I'm not gonna do it, but it's like I want to. I don't know. Write in the comments.
Instead.
It's like, do they just let you in? Like, you have your blinker? It's like, can the person let you in? It's weird. I don't know. Anyways, oh, geez. A little scary, but good job not panicking. A lot of people slam the brakes and layer down. So good job positioning to a new position. All right, open lane pattern. You see how people are starting to swerve out? You saw that truck come out? It's an open lane. The left lane is moving. Everyone's stuck. They're going to want to sneak out on you. So be very careful in lane splitting. Be very careful in these open gaps right here. Just like that. Swerve. Very good. This is why we don't... This is one of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to California or even anybody that lane filters. If you're in a big traffic jam like this and they're moving 5 miles an hour, the simple fact that you're going 10 miles an hour means you're going twice as fast as the flow of traffic. Doesn't seem like much. It's only 10. I look at it as I'm going faster than if I was stuck. So I'm grateful that I can go 10 miles an hour, maybe 15 miles an hour, and everyone's going 5. It means I don't have to sit into 5. Now, where some people get a little nutty is like, well, the road, this is a highway, let's say it's 65. Well, the highway says I can go 65, so I'm only going to go 45 or 55 lane splitting while everyone's stuck at 5. That's dangerous because then you're going to have people going to find these open gaps and you're going 45, 55, and you're not going to have time to swerve. You can't swerve typically when you're lane splitting. It's going to be hard to brake in time. So if you're going 10, 15, and everyone else is going 5 or they're stuck, you're still going to get where you need to go before anybody else would or before you would if you were stuck in traffic too. So just be grateful for the fact that you can go 10 to 15 and just kind of cruise. And then if somebody does peek out in front of you, you're going 10 to 15 miles an hour, simple brakes will solve the problem. But let's not speed through these things. Oh, moose. That would mess you up. Kind of the same thing there. Everyone's kind of stuck. Why don't we just kind of cruise? Not a big deal. But with that said, thank you, MotoStars, and everybody. Grab yourself a donut. Head on out. I need you, Hog Rider, to clean the bathrooms this week. We're going to have Amanda Burney clean the bathrooms next week. And then Elad, you're going to clean the captain's office. With that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe, and I'll see you guys on the next live stream. Oh, my gosh. You have nothing to watch, vacant? Oh, I'll give you guys something to watch. I'll give you something to watch. I'll talk to you guys for about 5 more minutes. Pulled the magic chair. I'm going to go ahead. Horvat, can you hit the teleport button? It's way over there. I don't know why somebody moved it from here, but hit the dorm room. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. All right, everybody else can sit up front, crisscross applesauce. We'll just hang out for about 5 minutes. If you guys want to take off, grab donuts and take off. That's perfectly fine. Next week, I'll be back from out of town. I'll be back from out of town on Monday, and so I'll be catching up a lot on Tuesday, but I will be doing a live stream on Tuesday. I'll be heading out of town Friday, but so that means today I have a lot of work to do, a lot of editing, a lot of things I got to get taken care of, a lot of catching up on certain things. I will be shipping out some packages right now because I do want to get you guys ate all the donuts? Yeah, okay. So I'm going to ship out some packages, and I'm going to go grab myself a donut. I think I'm going to grab myself a donut. Sounds good. I'll be headed to Boise, Idaho. Just a fun little trip. Kind of a gee whiz. Just kind of a gee whiz. Girlfriend wanted to go. I want to go. I've never been to Idaho. Oh, I've been to Idaho, like Twin Falls, but there's nothing there. Never been to Boise. I want to go to Coeur d'Alene, but didn't choose that route to this time. Just nice little trip up there. You have 2 donuts. Hog Rider, you can have those. Those are perfectly fine. I'll get some new ones. Those are kind of stale. Hopefully nobody's noticed, but those are from like 2 weeks ago. I'm gonna get some new ones. Yeah, we're gonna do that, and then but yeah, I got some editing to do. I want to make sure I get the videos done that we just recorded. I'm gonna chop them all up. I'm gonna chop them up, and I'm gonna go ahead and make them their own little videos. Film some intros. Maybe film like an ad spot. Be like, hey everybody, you want to go ahead and practice the Smart Rider drills? That way I can stop saying it during the live stream. So you notice how like I say it during the video and be like, hey, you know, I see the thing and be like, hey, boom, 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 boom. The goal is that I'm gonna film like a couple like professional looking ad spots, if that makes sense. And that way during the live stream, I'm not, because I want the live stream, because I don't even have ads, because YouTube says they're trying to tell me, it's like, we'll insert, here, I'll show you. They're like, so it's monetization. I only do that because I want to see if there's a copyright thing. But it's like, let YouTube insert mid-rolls. I'm like, no, I'll insert them manually, but then I never insert them. You know what I mean? Because I want the live class. Do you guys get ads, by the way? I want to ask, because I don't see it. Do you guys get ads in the middle of the live stream? Did any of you guys get an ad? Because like I didn't hit, because I can hit the, I think it's right here. So I can hit this button right here and it'll insert an ad. I didn't click that at all. No ads? Okay, so I guess we'll just hang out here. How about this? So there's your chat, everybody. You can see how we start to lose people towards the end. But this is how you can tell. I can tell when there's likes. Watch, hit the like button. 97 likes. So it's instant almost. It's pretty cool, huh? It's pretty cool. 11 new members. 98 likes. Okay, there it is. There it is. Are we gonna get to 100? Okay, no ads. Perfect. So like that's the goal, is like during the live stream when I'm filming and I'm doing the whole thing, this way I don't have to say the whole spiel, because you guys hear it like 5-6 times. But when somebody watches the video, they only hear it once. And I just don't want you guys to be like, oh my gosh, here's another ad read. Because when I make the video, they only hear it once per video. You guys hear it like 6 times per live stream. So I really just want to not have ads. I don't want to have to say this a couple times. So today and tomorrow and Thursday, I'm just gonna make some quick video ad reads and then plug them into the finished video when I edit. So that way the live stream can just be straight up education. Hey, we hit 100. Very nice. 69 viewers. Nice. And then when I get the Smart Rider training manual done, the goal is to make the live stream even more bounce around between education and entertainment. And I can do that with, I can't show it to you. I got a little stream deck here, so I can push I can push a button and it'll pop up a cool video. All right, Dan, I have a quick question. I'm a new hire EMT. How do I get over the initial imposter syndrome? Raul. Yeah. So you're a new hire EMT. I'm assuming you went through an academy. We're gonna have a little chat. I get that I'm saying it, and then there should be. I do this. Oh, there we go. Let's do that. You guys don't have my stream key. Never mind. You won't be able to do anything anyways. But I have it on. Let's double check. Yeah, you guys can't see the stream key. I have it on ultra low latency, so hopefully it's like almost instant. Let's just do this. Let's go to the dorm. Let's see. Raul. We're going to have a chat with Raul. So he's got, how do you get over the initial imposter syndrome? New hire EMT. My best guess is you went through an EMT academy to get the certification. My therapist says he has a lot of clients in the medical and police field. Yeah, therapy does help. There's definitely some tips I can give you, but I want to know if you went through. I want to know. So the question was, did you go through an EMT academy? There you go. I guess I should ask the question versus just assume. So Raul, did you go through an EMT academy? I want to know. I just want to know. Let's increase the music just a little bit. You went through UCLA? Okay. So here's the thing. New hire EMT. Are you working for an ambulance service? Like, are you actually like now working? Or you just have the cert and you're kind of waiting for a job? Are you now working? Is that where the imposter syndrome's coming out? I get it. It's hard to, like, I'll say it and then I have to like wait for you to text. Just started last Thursday. Okay. So you're a rookie. You're a rookie. All right. I'm dispatched now. So you're a rookie. You see all these guys and all these people with LA dot. So to drive, you're waiting for LA DOT to drive. I'm assuming. So you're riding in the back, maybe. So you're seeing all these people with a lot of experience. You're fresh. You only have the book knowledge. I'm assuming since you started last Thursday that you've had some calls and you show up on scene. Let me know if this sounds familiar. You show up on scene, you're kind of frozen. You know what to do, but you kind of don't know how to put them all together. It's like, you know how to get a blood pressure, you know how to take vitals, but it's like, how do I get in there at the right time to take the vitals so it doesn't mess up the flow? And you know, I don't want to mess up the routine, but it's like, I know, but I don't know. I know, but I don't know. But I'm assuming that's kind of like where you're starting out. And okay, so Raul, there you go. You know how I'm able to know that? I've been there, and I've been the senior firefighter EMT seeing the new guy struggle with that. So what do? Right? You know what needs to get done. You know the vital signs need to get taken. You know if it's a car crash, you know that you need to get the C-spine stuff, the C-spine bag. You know you need to get the bags. You know you need to get the backboard if it's part of the protocol. You know you need to do that stuff. So just do it. Just do it. You show up right on scene, the paramedic or whoever's doing the assessment, just start getting vitals. Just start getting vitals. That's it. Just start getting vitals. Be like, hey, my name is Raul. I'm here to take care of you. I'm going to take your vitals, like your blood pressure and everything. So while you say that, you start doing it. You start doing it. Because there's kind of like an implied consent because they called 911, right? Right? It's kind of implied. But you still say it. You still vocalize it. But you just start doing it. And then after the call, the paramedic might say something like feedback. Hey, start doing it after I ask for it, blah, blah. Cool. Got it. I'll start doing it after you ask for it. But just start doing it. Now, when it comes to the imposter syndrome, because that right there, that's the inexperienced syndrome. Then you're going to find a rhythm. I'm going to tell you this right now. It's going to take you at least 100 calls to find the rhythm. And then you're going to have another 100 calls where you're finding the rhythm, how to do an assessment. And you're going to have another 100 calls and it's going to find the rhythm, how to do this and this and this and this. You're never going to get amazing at it. You just got to start doing it. So the imposter syndrome part, I've kind of felt that too. Really think about it this way. I really want you to think about it this way. It's not, I'm assuming this is probably how you're thinking, is that who am I to be able to solve this problem when I feel like I barely know what I'm doing? This is a real problem somebody really has. I don't know. I'm struggling with like how to do it. I know I need to do it, but they called me and I'm the one that's supposed to solve the problem. And I feel like I'm just winging absolutely everything. And yet I'm the one. I think that's a big thing that a lot of people have in everyday life, but this is like so much more that it's somebody's life. It's like the biggest thing. That's tough. So if that's the mindset, because that's what I had for a while, if that's the mindset, I want it to be flipped. I want it to be switched. Is that these people are calling 911 because they have no clue how, let me turn this music, sorry. They have no clue how to solve this problem for themselves. It could be, trust me, I've had a call where somebody cut their toenail too short and it started bleeding a little bit and they had no clue how to handle that. I put a Band-Aid on it. They were mentally disabled, so I wasn't angry. It was 2 a.m, whatever. But they called 911 because they had no clue how to handle it. Now there could be somebody having a heart attack or having a massive like car crash or having breathing problems and they have no clue how to handle it. And they call 911. You're there because you have some training. You have more training than that person that's calling 911. You have more training, whether it's 6 months of a school or whatever. They have 0. So you are helping no matter what. You're helping no matter what. So go into that mentality of that you are showing up and it's helping them no matter what, because you have a uniform on, you have a smile on your face, and you're just doing the work. And you could be inside your brain, what the hell is going on? But you're still just doing the work. You're relying on your skills. So switch it from, I know I'm kind of over-explaining a lot of this stuff, but it's hard to, if I had a real conversation with you, I'd be asking you questions and actively listening, and just listening to you, and then maybe give some tips, but it's a little bit different relationship here. Don't think of, I don't know what I'm doing, so why should I be here? It should be, I don't know what I'm doing, but I should be here because I have more knowledge than these people calling 911, and I'm here to serve. That's the start. So first it was, I don't know why I should be here, imposter syndrome. Now the new one should be, I should be here because I have more training than the people calling 911. Great. But you know that you don't have as much training as those experienced senior firefighter EMTs, right? And now you feel an imposter syndrome with them. Okay? Why do you have an imposter syndrome, or why do you feel inadequate when it comes to those senior firefighter EMTs? The connecting is the experience. So if you hide on scene and you don't do anything, you're never going to get the experience as those senior firefighters. So when I said the original solution to all of this is that as soon as you get on scene, just start doing. Just start with vitals, get good at those, volunteer for anything and everything, do stuff that's weird as best you can, that's within your scope. Just do, and before you know it, 6 months from now, you're going to have all these things under your belt, and you're not going to feel like an imposter. You're still going to feel new, but you're going to keep moving on that path of getting better and better. And so when somebody calls you, you're like, I can handle that. It's still kind of new to me, but I can handle that. I'm not as good as the senior firefighters. I'm not as good as these guys. But in order for me to even get as good as these guys, I have to continue working. I have to continue experiencing. I have to continue. I think it took me 2 years. My first 2 years of feeling like I'm not good. 2 years. And there was moments where it's like, oh, I got good at vitals. I'm only going to do vitals. But then like a different scenario came up, a different scene came up, and it's like, crap, I got to do something other than vitals. And it's like, now I'm new at this again. And so it just comes down to getting a varied experience and just immersing yourself and doing, this is why I do after action reviews of motorcycle crashes. I would do an after action review of my call with myself. It's like, I could have done this better. I could have done this. Oh, I didn't know how to do this. Oh, my paramedic and the other EMT did this. What did they do? I'm going to read in my book. What was that? And then I learned. It's hard to it's not just EMT and your job. This is a life thing. This is a life tip. The feeling you have is the feeling you have. What you do is what's important. Your feeling of imposter syndrome, your feeling of inadequacy, your feeling of anger, your feeling of sadness, your feeling of happiness, your feeling of good, your feeling of bad. It's your feeling. Still got to do your job. It's not, you have the feeling, get rid of it. Do your job. No, it's you have the feeling and you still do your job. Don't focus too heavily on the feeling. Just know it's there. Accept it. Know it's there. But keep putting your energy in, how do I get better at whatever it is I'm doing? My job, my relationship, my personal growth, whatever it is. This is scary, but I do it. I don't like this, so I set boundaries. I enjoy this, I'm going to do more of this. Focus on what you can do. And in this situation, as an EMT, brand new from last Thursday, maybe a couple calls so far, feeling inadequate on scene. Yeah, you are. You're gonna. You're brand new. Absolutely brand new. That's normal. That's the feeling. It's normal. You feel like crap or whatever it is you're feeling, it's normal. Get more experience. Do what you need to do on scene. And then this starts to kind of go away. But this keeps climbing. And you're going to get better and more confident. Imposter syndrome comes from a position of basically a lack of experience and then a lack of appreciation for what you've currently accomplished. You have gone through a certification process at UCLA. You are on an ambulance. You are out there helping and trying to protect other people and saving their lives. You are serving your community. You went through a crazy academy, I'm assuming. You did a lot. You set yourself on a path and you've accomplished a lot already just to get to this point right now. And you're new. Now you're having to apply it. And it's frustrating. It's scary. You don't feel like you should be there, but guess what? You should be there because you did all the work to get there. Now you got to do more work to get better. You did all the work to get yourself in that position. Now you have to do more work to get better. Your job's not done. But appreciate the work that you've already done. Just because there's more work to do doesn't mean you didn't do a lot already. Appreciate yourself for what it is. Yeah, you're welcome, man. You're welcome. You're going to do good. If things get tough, you see some nasty stuff, you see some stuff that's pretty bad, maybe hits close to home, maybe somebody, I don't know if you have a family members or whatever, it's like you get in a car, you go to a car accident scene and the lady that is mangled or dead reminds you of your sister or your niece or your mom, or it's going to hit you. The best thing I can tell you to start off with, I think it's always good to have a therapist at some point. Think of it more of as a life coach, a therapist that can help you through emotions and whatnot. But until then, the best thing you can possibly think for yourself is that this is their emergency. I did not cause this. I did my absolute best, and this is just the way things go in life. Because you're going to see some stuff. But I don't know. I think nowadays the EMS profession is a little bit more open to mental health. It wasn't when I was there. I had to leave. My throat's getting a little sore. Been talking for 3.5 hours. All right, guys. Yeah, that's I have excessive empathy. So do I. And I think it's called secondhand trauma, where you witness a traumatic event and you have, I guess, enough empathy, or at least you can empathize enough with that traumatic incident that you feel the trauma yourself. And that's where it gets dangerous as a public servant in public safety. So be very careful with that. Yeah. All right, guys, I got to get going. I'm going to start editing. I got to make this package and I'm going to send it out and grab myself a donut. But with that said, I'm going to head out and do some work. I will see you guys next Tuesday on a live stream. And I'll see you guys later.